Let's go. Let's double back. Man, you guys made me look good.
These are regular, everyday people. No special skills. They just position themselves at the right place at the right time. And most importantly, took the decision to make this year the turning point of their lives. So yeah, it's true. 8 months of the year have already gone by. But the next 4, those are yours to claim. The last 4 months of 2024 start now. And I want to challenge you to create a $373 a day online business with me 100% live over the course of 3 days.
He says it. And I want to challenge you to make the company and make it with me live. I haven't seen any product, but I mean, you guys let me know. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, right?
So are you going to keep letting the last 4 months of 2025 slip away? Or are you going to join me for this challenge? The decision is yours.
All right. We are live. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Lots of VIPs. Love it. Love it. Yo, VIP. Whoop, hyped. Hi. Hello. 0.44. Hi. Yes, let's do this.
Now, someone said that his videos were scripted. They're not.
Right.
He actually does. He goes through
in for an incredible one.
Actually does the live
today.
Right, I'll give him all the props on that. These videos are live for
like
those
he usually
of you guys
does,
who are
hiding in the
actually
shadows,
saying that.
Is Mr. Jason Fladdlin. This man has done over $300 million with digital products, but to be honest, at this point, he's stopped counting. He has been involved. He's a very, very humble gentleman. That's one of the things I appreciate the most about him. So he oftentimes doesn't speak about his accolades, but
now one thing that I've noticed definitely is like, just like the 1.0, over the few days, like the chat will be completely filtered, right? Before it'll start off as like 100% negative, but now that I'm guessing some words are weeded out, which are by default going to be W and L. You know, those are going to be let through. Like, I don't see any W's. Or I don't see, correction. I don't see any L's. I don't see any, like, negative conversations with, like, 7,000 people. And if I were to filter this, right? If you guys were to see this, in comparison to the live that I did when he announced the product sale price for $2,000, right? I mean, this is, like, completely a 180. Right? Just fire emojis, amazing. It's just like one of those things, like, it goes to show that, you know, I'm not saying they're bots, but, you know.
I won't get into specific names, but any record you can ever think, any accomplished accolade he has been involved in, he has orchestrated, he has strategized, he's helped with.
Now let's speed this up to catch up.
Multi-billion-dollar companies like Zoom. The man is a legend, and today, especially, in my opinion, I guess maybe that's just because I'm a bit selfish, because like I'm a nerd and I geek out about this stuff and I love this stuff. Like, to me, this is the most valuable session because it's not often you sit with someone who has such a breadth of experience. And today is some very hard hitting and tactical stuff. And you know what I will say is shout out to you guys, for being here after 4 days. Shout out to you guys for showing up and taking action and being here. It's gonna be rewarded because, as I said, you are in for one hell of a session with Jason, who's going to be presenting today. After that, as always, Jason and I will get into a bit of more informal open Q&A. Then we also have an incredible guest.
Now he just glances over the 4-day. What happened to the make money, like the 3-day make money challenge? Did you guys miss that? Like, I swore that he said that this was a 3-day challenge, even in the opening trailer. I mean, listen, my mind might be like playing games on me, but the internet don't forget.
Who's made over $10 million with digital products. She is an absolute superstar. Very, very excited for you guys to meet her. And on that note, I'm going to pass it over to Jason.
Let's go! 444. Iman, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to cook here. It's just me. No workbook today. No password. Don't ask about it. I got a couple extra goodies that I will give to you when it makes sense at the end here. That one. Thank you, Tristan. But we're going to get down and we're going to do some work. I got a lot to cover, and I want to get through it very efficiently and very quickly. So if you're ready, put it ready into the YouTube live chat right there.
Did Iman just leave and give the entire reins to Jason? Oh my goodness, that's so like disingenuous to his audience. That's like a spit in the face to the people who like signed up specifically for like Iman and on Iman's channel. It's just, I don't get why he does that.
That'll get me fired up, and then we'll get cooking. We'll get ready to rock and roll. So if you're ready, say, I'm ready. My name is Jason Fladdlin. It's going to be an honor to serve you today. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get to work. I think we need to put it on the slide there. Tristan, I'm not able to advance it.
Yeah, like why isn't Iman doing this? Right? We're talking about day 4 of make a business and make money with me. And Iman's not
there. By the way. All right.
Jeez.
Anticlimactic. Calm before the storm.
Jeez.
Okay, is it on there?
We're having technical difficulties.
All right. I still remember exactly where I was sitting when it happened. This tiny little desk in my cramped apartment, surrounded by a bunch of empty Diet Coke cans and a whole...
Man, it's something about like this PowerPoint presentation style that just makes me upset. I don't know what it is, but I can't stand the whole concept of like they're just not even putting effort into this anymore, right? Like they're just like giving you slop.
Whole bunch of books that I checked out from the library on business and sales and productivity and personal development. And there I was trying my hardest and I was barely getting by. I had a $500 credit card. That was all they would trust me with at the bank. And I was eating ramen noodles nearly every day because that was about all I could afford. And I had no clue that I was about to stumble into something that would completely change my entire life. See, that day, it was November 12th, 2007. I remember it very clearly. That was the day that I made my first digital product sell for a whopping $4 freaking. Now, most people would laugh at that, but here's what they don't understand. It wasn't the amount that mattered. It was how I made it, because that accidental $4 led to over $250 million. That's 250 million. And as Iman said in the intro, it's now at over $300 million in sales over the past 18 years, including $57.9 million in just 226 days, including $9.8 million in just 8 days, and over $1 million in a single hour. More than once. Yeah, you heard that right. 1 million in an hour. Not a bad payday, huh?
Now, is this video going to be simply just like a self-brag for Jason? How does that help?
And the money is just part of the story, my friend, because this accident of digital products also is what brought me to my wife. It allows me to provide for my 3 children, and it gives me the freedom to live life on my terms, to be ungovernable. What was the shirt I was rocking the other day? I got the 0.44 on here today. All of this was because I stumbled upon a specific way to create digital products that I had no idea that it would disrupt entire industries. And you want to know the crazy part? It's this. The same method that little Jason Fladdlin discovered in 2007 works even better in 2025. Caveat, as long as you use it the right way.
Now, I don't know about you guys. This is just terrible.
Which 99% of people screw up completely. So today, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you the exact process, step by step. No fluff, no theory, just the raw, unfiltered blueprint that turned my broke ass into a 9-figure entrepreneur. Would you like to see it? Also, I do have a special guest. I'm going to bring her on a little bit later. Iman's going to pop in, and then I'm going to bring her on. You're going to love her story, which will come here at the end of the presentation today. Now, here's the thing. Even if you don't buy a damn thing from Iman and me, even if you say, I am not going to invest in Monetize, Jason, what I'm about to show you will be worth more than most people's entire business education, what I'm going to share with you here today. And for those of you who were able to grab Monetize or will grab Monetize by the end of the presentation here today, I have some extra special resources that I'm going to provide to you as well. So grab something to write with, because I'm about to show you how to turn thin air into cold hard cash. If you're ready, drop some fire emojis into the chat. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Now, before we dive into the good stuff, let me tell you why I'm here.
Yeah, so this all today is simply going to be a fluff piece for Jason.
Because the story is...
We've done this before.
It's absolutely wild. My name is Jason Fladdlin, and I took a 16-hour flight from Los Angeles to Dubai. I left behind my wife, who I'm madly in love with, and I'm working these late nights in a time zone that is completely ridiculous for my 42-year-old ass, and I'm doing all this to be here with you today. Now, why would I do something like this? And here's why. Because what Iman has built is so damn powerful that I had to be a part of it, and trust me, I can judge this stuff better than anyone. See, I haven't just watched digital history unfold. I helped write the damn history book on it. See, over a decade ago, I disrupted Amazon so hard, yeah, that Amazon, that they literally had to change their terms of service because of what we were doing so effectively on their platform. And the people that I helped get started there, many of them are millionaires now, retired, living the good life, all because they moved when I told them to move, and they moved how I told them to move. And Amazon was just the beginning, my friend, because then when e-commerce exploded with Shopify, I was sitting front row again. I partnered with the first company that got Shopify's approval on a digital program, and I helped regular people print money with it like they had their own Federal Reserve. Now, some of the brands that I've worked with, you probably have their products in your house right now. We're talking household brand names. And then came Zoom after that. You know, that company that's worth billions of dollars. I saw that wave coming from miles away. I became the leading authority on their platform for doing certain kinds of presentations. And then Zoom themselves brought me in to train their users right before they went public. And we're talking today.
Now, it's been 10 minutes. Have you guys learned anything? Because I haven't.
Where they became worth billions in 24 hours. And here's the crazy part. I did all of this without any social media presence. I'm just kind of getting started right now, and I'm fumbling in the dark. I'm not very good at it. I don't have that big personal brand. I don't dance on TikTok. I don't post motivational quotes on LinkedIn. I just work directly with the best. I tend to stay private, and I have become the secret weapon behind some of the biggest names that you know today in the digital product space. So I've been around the block. I wear the scars of trial and error, and I carry the lessons from the wins into everything that I do. And because of this track record, the best in the world seek my advice. They want to hire me, and I say no to 99 out of 100 of them. And I only work with the absolute best of the best, who have the best offers for the best audiences. So when Iman says, hey man, here's what I'm cooking with, here's what I built, you want in? I said, let's go, baby, I'm in. And why is that? Because Iman has the very best solution that I've seen in this space for solving my favorite problem in the entire world, which is how to create high-value digital products at scale. And that's exactly what we're about to show you how to do on this session today, because out of everything that I've sold, every major client that I've advised, every $1 million launch that I've been behind and been a part of, there's always been a digital product at the heart of it. I am absolutely obsessed with digital products, and I mean literally. My wife thinks I have some sort of problem. She'll catch me at like 2 in the morning scribbling a product idea on a napkin after waking up from a dead sleep, and I'll get super excited about some.
Now, again, we're caught in the yap. You guys have seen this. Right? It's just, I don't know about you guys, but like, copy these, you know, $250 million online money-making hacks live. Has he covered anything yet? Outside of watching a movie trailer or the ad trailer, because that's what that is, and Iman passing it over. That's literally all we've learned so far, and we are 15 to 20 minutes in. That's a
weird esoteric way to package up a digital product. And she's like, baby, I think you might need to go see a therapist because it's not normal. I'm certainly not normal. And I am absolutely so damn passionate about this. Way more than anything I've done, because while it's cool helping people crush it, selling cheese graters on Amazon, some of them made millions with it, by the way, and it's awesome watching entrepreneurs blow up, you know, shipping swaddle blankets off of Shopify. That's pretty cool, and it's really neat advising the leading software companies and agencies on strategy. I can't name names, but you would know who they are. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing gets me fired up like digital products. Because unlike physical products, you don't need inventory, you don't need a warehouse, you don't need to deal with shipping delays or customs or any of that bullshit. And unlike services, you don't need to trade time for money, you don't get stuck on the hamster wheel of more clients.
Like the biggest issue, of course, with these kind of products, specifically the hamster wheel of digital, is it's easier to sell package off to people who don't know, and that will get caught with like the hand grenade. But like, if you were to say that, you know, it's just easier, you don't have to trade time for money. Unlike services, you don't have to trade time for money. I mean, just think about that. You're telling me I don't have to do it? Of course you have to trade time for money. You have to build it. You have to build the funnel. You have to build the product. You have to build the overall demand for your product. If you're just over here on a whim purchasing something, then you're going to deserve to end up wasting your money for it.
It means more hours, and you don't burn out trying to scale yourself. Digital products are pure leverage. Create once, sell forever. And here's the thing. Even though I've been obsessed with this for years, it's not something that I could just go out and recommend to anybody who wants to get started online. Why is that? Because until recently, the skill threshold was too damn high. You needed to be an expert. You needed to be a writer. You needed to be a speaker. You needed to know how to process information and set up complicated systems. And most people aren't willing to put in the years and the time to master that. So I had kept the strategy close to the chest, only sharing it with the highest level clients, the ones who could afford to hire teams, handle all the technical stuff. And then suddenly the barriers around it started crumbling. You could generate the content now in minutes instead of months. You could create the content without being a subject matter expert to publish your first ever digital product. You could create the landing pages for it without knowing any code. Just 2 lines of prompt can build something incredible like what you're seeing on your screen right now in front of your very eyes in real time.
So I'm curious for you guys, right? You see, so he's covering an example of
prompt can build something.
Just building a website, a funnel of sorts, right? Now, there's 2 ways that you could essentially handle this demand. Right? Let's draw over it. The first is going to be paid. Bear with me because I'm using the mouse. The second is going to be, let's just say, organic. Man, I'm butchering this. That looks good. Now, paid is going to be ads. It's going to be whatever I got to do to get this in your face. The second's going to be organic, which is building up a brand, building up a YouTube channel, building up an overall presence online, which you can't just throw ads out. That's going to decrease your audience size, right? But you can't just sell something if you're a nobody. So you have to structure this. It's the whole reason why Iman has built a platform of 5 million subscribers and is able to sell off a $2,000 course, right? So like if you're one that's able to buy just because Iman says it, understand that that's an organic traffic ad. But if you were to have a paid aspect of that, most of the people that Iman speaks to and his overall platform is for can't afford $100 a day ad budget. That's just what it is.
Incredible, like what you're seeing on your screen right now in front of your very eyes in real time. You can automate all sorts of different things that you would need in order to have a successful digital product with pushes of buttons, and that's exciting. But here's where most people mess it up. They think that this thing called artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is some sort of magic wand that they can just, type "make me money" into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT says, "Aye, aye, boss," and then the cash starts rolling in. That is complete BS. That is yet to work, and I don't think it will ever work. Okay, if that were the case.
I think it was Ryan Duncan who specifically made like he made a Iman's like monetized AI platform for free because that's what it is, right? Every chat GPT or every AI prompt is just a wrapper of another AI course or another AI product. So like if you have monetize, I think in the terms of service and in the privacy acts and all of that, all it is just a wrapper from OpenAI. And if you just, do the work, later. But if you just do the work, you'll find out yourself, right? But selling someone $2,000 on a dream is crazy.
Case, you would see way more people making serious money online than you currently do. The truth of it is this: AI is just a tool. It is an incredibly powerful, useful, amazing tool, yet it is still a tool. What matters, less the tool, more how you use the tool. And you want to use it under the right strategic framework with the right approach, following the right sequence. And guess what? That framework, that's what I accidentally stumbled upon on November 12th, 2007, when I was broke, when I was desperate, and when I had not a single clue on what I was doing. Now, this framework has three.
Now, again, we're like 15 minutes into it. Have you guys learned anything? Because I haven't.
Core pillars. Miss any one of these and you're hosed, my friend. Nail all three, and you're like a printing money machine. Would you like to know all three of these? Well, here they are. The first one is speed, so write that down. And we're not talking about just working fast, although speed does matter. We're talking about striking fast while the iron is hot. When you spot an opportunity in the market, when you see a gap that needs filling, when you notice.
Now, I'm super curious, right? Because I have to go back and look at the Make Money Online Challenge, like 1.0. How close do you think those PowerPoint slides are to this?
People desperately asking for a solution that they can't find and pay money for, you need to move on that, my friend, and you need to move fast. Not next week, not next month, not when you have more time. I'm talking right now, because here's what I learned the hard way. Markets move at lightning speed. What's a burning problem today might be solved by someone else tomorrow, and the window of opportunity is usually very tiny, and the people who win are the ones who can move the fastest. And that's why AI is such a game changer once you understand this. It allows you to go from idea to launch in days or even minutes instead of months. And I'll show you more on that here shortly. Here's the second pillar, though, specific. So write that down. And this is where most people completely crap the bed. They try to be all things to everyone. They try to create some sort of generic, watered-down thing that appeals to nobody, and that's a huge mistake because the riches are in the niches. But not just any niche. You need to find the specific intersection where three specific things meet. And it's this. Write this down. A problem people are desperate to solve. That's number one. A problem they're willing to pay money for to solve. That's number two. And number three is a problem that you can use AI to actually solve and solve it better than anyone else. Those are your three criteria. We're going to examine them very deeply here today. So when you find that sweet spot and when you create a laser-focused solution, people will literally throw money at you. I'm talking about charging premium prices and having people thank you for it. And we're going to break that down here shortly. Now, there's a third pillar.
We're going to talk, right?
Consistency.
Have you guys learned anything?
This is the secret sauce that separates the one-hit wonders from the empire builders.
Nope.
Anyone can get lucky once. Building real wealth requires systems, though. It requires processes, though. And my favorite thing, it requires frameworks that you can work over and over and over again. And I got some of those frameworks for you here today. See, most people, they launch one product, they make some money with it, and then they sit back and wait for some sort of magic to occur. That's not a business. That's a lottery ticket. The real money comes from building a machine, a system that can pump out high-value digital.
Now, the true system is just building a demand of systems, right? Like what Jason does is that he assists large companies, users, clients to sell online, webinar, build demand, right? Now, if you don't know, a marketing team wants to point the finger to some consultant agency, and that would be Jason, right? He's helped, and he's been doing it long enough to assist everybody, right? He gave off his credentials in the beginning. So yes, but understanding that you can't just, you who wants to purchase this $2,000, monetized platform, still have to do a lot of the work, right? It's crazy to me that people, or what he's trying to do is simply sell you a product that's $2,000 and claim ignorance that no, you have to do the work. But literally in the trailer that we watched leading up to this live stream, he simply talked about how, we are going to build a business live, and I'll take you step by step on how to make $373 a month or a day. Now, for those of you who haven't done the math, that's 10K a month. Like that's the dream he's selling. He's telling you like, hey, this is how you can like passively using AI make 10K a month. There's no system in place in the world that can passively earn you 10K a month, regardless of what it is. In digital products, unless like you're the first one to the market, but guess what? He's selling this idea to his 5.7 million, subscriber audience, and scale that on top of all of the IG platforms he has, his 10 million subscriber audience. They're all going to be doing the same thing. And this is all built upon demand and supply and competition. So like at the same time of him selling this, he's also selling you more competition while also taking your money, which is, at this level, it's not, during a gold rush, sell the shovels. It's also sell the demand for the shovels and sell the demand for the gold, and then sell the demand for people selling shovels. That's what this is.
Products consistently, like the beating of the heart, month after month, year after year, creating multiple income streams that compound upon each other. And that's how you go from making $4 to making millions. And that's exactly this framework. It's exactly what I'm going to show you how to build. So you ready to go? You ready to dive deep? You ready to get into these 3 elements? Put a hell yes into the chat if you're ready. I'm ready. You ready? Let's go, baby. Let me break down speed for you first, because this is where most people completely miss the boat. This is pillar number 1, right? Speed works in 2 directions, and you want to nail them both. And if you do, then money will become a thing that you used to worry about. Now, here's the first direction you have to understand. It's called speed of deployment. The faster you can get a digital product to market, the better your chances of striking gold. Here's what I learned after launching hundreds. I repeat that, I have launched hundreds of digital products over the years. Here's what I've learned. Every digital...
Now, I don't give him, I give him full props. He's done the work. Jason has done the work. My issue is like this package specifically with Iman, knowing his audience and his target demographic. He just the disingenuous aspect of this one concept, right? He says it's a 3-day make money challenge. We're on day 4. He hasn't addressed that. Right? And a lot of the people that you guys talk and let me know in the comments are his $100 VIPs. I mean, you guys tell me that you're upset and you feel scammed. So who's the wrong one there? When he sells a dream, right? He's selling someone a dream, whether it be a 18-year-old guy who wants to make money, because that was his first Make Money Online Challenge trailer, was some dude living at home, feeling unfulfilled and seeing his ad and buying his course. And now the funny thing was like he ended up making like $100 million or whatever the hell, what it was. But seeing something like that, obviously that's who you're selling to. It's crazy.
Digital product is an asset, period. It is like a piece of digital real estate. Now, some of these assets, they hit like a freight train. Boom, right out of the gate. Thank you, God. I love when that happens. They meet a desperate market in need, and they crush a painful problem. Fantastic. And then they start chugging along, and they start generating profits and sales almost instantaneously.
We're still waiting.
Now, I've had dozens of products that have done that. They've just shot out of a cannon and made...
Right, we're well over like 25 minutes in, and he's just telling you how successful he is. Right? I don't think anyone specifically in this market, in this demand, cares. That's cool. But they signed up to make money online and to be guided into what it looks like to, create the website, create the user account, create a product. Not once did they actively show an example of you signing up, like just even like what it looks like past the paywall. All they did was show you the offers, right? And like, oh, if you buy now, double your offer for $2,000. It's like all of that, but not once did they show you an example of what it looks like of typing something into the monetized AI, synthesized AI. None of that.
$10,000 in their first week, or $20,000 or $50,000, even over $100,000 in their first month. In fact, my first 6-figure product in a single month happened on June of 2010, and I will remember that for the rest of my life, because that was the same month that my first daughter was born. So I'm like, 6-figure baby. I actually literally created a digital product called 6-figure baby, how I did 6 figures in that month. Now, that one came later, but this is how I remember this. I've even done $9.8 million in 8 days, and that was a freaking amazing week. And here's the thing. Not every product is going to be a home run. Most of them aren't, and that's perfectly fine, because some products are like that steady friend who never lets you down. They chug along, few sales a day, bringing you in consistent cash flow, which is the most important thing. It's like a stock market dividend, except for the return is a lot higher, okay? So I've had products some of my products are 10 years old, and they're still generating, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, and they're making 6 figures over the course of the year from something that I only touched and created once. Then there are some products that just don't bite. Like, I've had a lot of flops over the years. I probably had 20 or 30 or maybe even 40 products that were flops in the commercial sense. They didn't just like start raining money from the sky. Instead, maybe they got a sell here, a sell there, and they trickled in. And you know what? That's still not a loss, Because, and write this down, every product that you create becomes an asset that you can leverage. So that failed product, that can become a bonus for your next digital product that you launch. Or it can be the thing that you give away for free as content that will attract people.
And that's what we saw. We saw the continuous lead magnets funnels for when he was selling the Monetize idea, right? Or the Monetize mania or whatever AI program that he's, he was doing.
You who will then buy other products that you publish. It can be training material when you do coaching or a mastermind. It can be content for a book that you then fold into the next digital product. Everything has use once you create it in a digital form, as long as you can launch it fast, fail quick, and win even quicker. So there you go. I want you to really embrace that. Launch fast, fail quick, win even quicker. That's the motto, okay? You do that, you're absolutely golden. Then it's not a matter of if you'll start hitting the big bucks, it's just a matter of when. Because here's a dirty little secret that nobody talks about. Most successful entrepreneurs, they have a graveyard of failed products behind.
Now, I don't know about you guys. There's no conversation. This has to be some level of grift. All it is a sale. All they're trying to do is push you to purchase the $2,000 course.
Them. The difference is they kept launching, they kept moving, they kept iterating. And this is what success looks like, okay? While everyone else is still perfecting their first little beautiful product like it's their firstborn, the successful among us, they were already launching 2 and 3 and 4 and product number 5 and 6 and 7 all the way up to product number 12. And maybe it was product number 12 that made them rich. And that's direction number 1 of speed. Direction number 2 is speed of results. And this one is my very favorite. This was the biggest game changer for me early on in my career. And here's where it's awesome, because speed works on the buyer's side as well, okay? And this is the breakthrough that changed my entire life.
Now, obviously, the aspect here is going to be when you're selling the idea of speed, the concept of speed also has to be the speed of result. You can't just blanket like speed. Like, no, 6-minute abs, 5-minute abs, 4-minute abs. You just have to keep progressing the aspect of result for the buyer in this case.
See, if your audience can buy your digital product and can reduce the time it takes them from consumption to results, they will pay you more money. Not the same amount of money, they will pay you more. And this is true even if they could get that same information for free elsewhere. And let me prove it to you. I'll give you a real example of this. Say somebody wants to learn how to start their very own podcast. Now, they could go and spend 16 hours researching it on YouTube, and they could even listen to podcasts on podcasting, and they could ask ChatGPT a whole bunch of questions about it, and they can go to Google and say, how do I start a podcast? And then they could read through all the different results, and they can do all that. Or they could, pay you $97 for a step-by-step system that gets them launched in 2 hours.
I mean, bro, listen. 99% of people are going to go with the fastest, easiest route, and that is going to be a YouTube video on how to set up your podcast. Right? It's going to be like a 5-minute YouTube video on how to set up your podcast. And even then, right, how do you sell this $100 product? You're a nobody. You have nothing. Right? You created a step-by-step guide on how to make a podcast, right? Let's break down their example. Let's make a real example. You have now this book in your hand that will help somebody. How do you get someone to buy it? You're not in a reputable store. You're not a reputable content creator. You're not a continuously established brand, right? You're a nobody. In this case, you just wasted $2,000 and you have this digital product on how to sell a podcast. And what he's telling you, which is the craziest part, is that there's 2 routes. You can either go and help a content creator like me create a product, and that you can take, residuals off top, which 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to ignore you, right? You 99.999%, I'm just going to ignore you and throw you into the spam or the trash filter in my inbox. Or the other aspect of, doing it yourself, which is going to give an even harder process, right? Like, you're not going to sell a podcast book if you don't have a successful podcast. If Joe Rogan were to make a course on this, sure. But if you have someone who is like 4 followers, right? Or he's going to tell you to buy it, like all of these potentials of like alleged what's in there, because we've seen the results. There are people who have done reviews on his course, right? Like we have this guy, Felix Growing Ecom Brands, who purchased the last Make Money Challenge course, specifically the Monetize platform. Nope.
So if you're here, you're probably wondering if...
But here, we'll get into his video after. Like, it's just one of those things.
Podcast launch. Guess which most people in a market would choose? They choose the buying decision every single time. because it saves them time. Only a
Is it worth it? My personal opinion, not worth it.
very few people would rather spend hours upon hours upon hours to get it for free as opposed to spending a little bit of money to get the result very quickly. And with Synthesize AI, and this is the game changer, we can create these products. We can create them faceless. We can create products where you don't have to be in.
And the thing about creating a faceless product is that no one trusts it. And if they do trust it, the overall success cases are so small. They're so small in success cases that it makes no sense to even sell the dream of being a faceless. Like yes, you can create a brand. No one is aware of the brand. You sell like baby shoes, right? Something like that. But understanding that the moment, I mean, let's just talk about drop shipping. The moment you create one thing successful, 99 people create some competitor, and they try to undercut the charge, and they try to copy your ads, and they try to mimic your store. So at that point, you're just incentivizing competition for something at a bar this low, right? Because that's what this is, creating a digital product with a bar this low in an already over competitive, brand niche industry that all drop shipping is just stealing from each other, right? Stealing an idea that's already working or overcharging something from A to B. It just doesn't make sense.
Expert in them yourself. And these products will be as good as any product on the market right now. And then we just point them at these speed opportunities. And we can develop these products in a lazy afternoon. And this is what was my big breakthrough in my $250 million plus digital product career. See, I was sitting in that little apartment. I was stressed about money when it hit me like a lightning.
Now, again, we're 30 minutes into this. We're still waiting on copy these $250 million online money making hacks. Sell it fast? I mean, did I have to, you waste my 30 minutes?
Well, I don't need to create a digital product that gets a better result. I don't need to create a digital product that gets a bigger result. I don't even have to create a digital product that gets a completely new result. I just have to get a faster result. That's all I have to do. Like Disneyland. Think about it. Your admission ticket into Disneyland, it lets you ride any ride that you want. You pay the fee, you go in there.
Now, this example is a 100-year-old brand with globally established IP, a moat so wide to the point of where it's physically nearly impossible to compete with Disney. To have your own streaming service with a potential hundreds of millions of users who are incorporated and live, people tattoo Disney on them. People are living in their parks. People live in $100 million or $10 million houses outside of Disneyland, Disney World. What comparison is this to, like, yeah, you could just start a digital product. Look at Disney World.
The park is yours. You want to ride this ride? Go for it. You want to ride that ride? Go for it. You just got to stand in line. Sometimes for over 2 hours. If you want, though, you can throw a little extra money their way and buy a fast pass. And now you can ride the exact same ride. It's not a better ride. You get the exact same experience once you're on the ride. It's not a new experience. You just get to get on the ride a little faster, or in some cases, a lot faster. And many people happily pay for this premium. And they do so because time is the most valuable currency that we have. So I want you to write this down. A surefire way to win in the digital product world is to sell speed. So let me
Now, again, this isn't wrong, but the problem is the sell of hope to the hopeless.
tell it to you in 2 words. Sell speed. Let me repeat it to you. Sell speed. And now you can sell. No, let me run it back one more time. Sell speed. Sorry, I got super excited there. And here's your $1 million formula. Find any product that people are already buying, and then tell Synthesize AI.
Yeah, see? He even goes right into it, what we talked about. You're trying to build a competition and find something that's already working, undercut it, make it faster. But remember, when you build this, someone else is going to steal it based on this internal process, right? Like, they already know what you're building. They're just going to copy from you. And that's, drop shipping, that's digital products online, especially if all your plan is to make a product and sell ads on it.
Create my version of that digital product, but just make them get the result promised 25% faster. That is a gold nugget, okay? That just covered all of your investment over the last 4 days, that little secret right there. Say, that product over there that people are already buying that is getting success, create my version of that, just get them to that result faster.
How do you get someone to the result faster? This is the part where I truly believe that either they're truly being ignorant or playing dumb. Because the aspect of being able to get someone to a product faster is nearly impossible unless you're paying for ads to get the funnel in front of this person, or you already have a built-up successful brand, which if you do, you're not going to just throw products in people's or ads in people's face overnight. Like, that makes no sense.
And we call this an edge. And that's it. That's the game, my friend. I've used this strategy dozens and dozens and dozens of times. So think about it this way. Somebody wants to learn Facebook ads. There's like 1,000 courses out there that will teach it to them. But what if I could teach you to set up your first profitable campaign in 30 minutes instead of 30?
Yeah, see, it's just like, yeah, I can do this faster, but it's because you paid $2,000 for my course.
30 hours. It doesn't have to be better, just has to be faster. Or say you wanted to start a YouTube channel because everybody's teaching that these days. What if, though, instead of saying the normal way, you said, here's how you get your first 1,000 subscribers in a couple days instead of many.
Yeah, this is no different than, how to get abs in 5 minutes. 5-minute abs has overall been a concept for decades at this point. But the problem is, right, who are you for me to purchase this plan from you? And that's all this is. Like, who are you to even say this for where I'll give you money? Because that's what you're doing. You're selling the dream. You're selling the idea to somebody. But at the end of the day, I'm not buying it from you.
Different months. Not more subscribers, not more money, just sooner. There's a whole bunch of people out there that want to write a book, and there's plenty of courses that exist on that. What if you could show them how to finish their first draft in a weekend instead of a year? Not make a better book, just faster. You see the pattern? Same destination, faster route, higher price, if you wish. Now, I didn't start that way. I started really cheap because I was scared. But then I learned people will pay for speed. And this is what I did on my first digital product by accident. See, there were already solutions in the market that I was selling by people that were far more accomplished than me who had been doing it longer. But mine was just faster. It just cut right through the noise. It eliminated the confusion. It got people results in hours instead of weeks. And that $4 sale that I made on November 12, 2007, let me tell you about that exact moment and why it took me 6 months of pure agony.
See, he's not talking. He's just yapping. And is it just Jason this whole time? Okay, so Iman comes back. Thank goodness. But it's after nearly 2 hours in where he just does, and he just leaves again. That's wild to me. That's so disrespectful to this audience.
And now what I had to suffer 6 months before I was finally able to accomplish, you can do in less than 2 hours in a single day. See, I was a ghostwriter, which is a fancy way of saying I was a literary prostitute. People paid me to write articles for them, so I go write this article on it, and then they would put their name on it, and they would take all the credit. They would pay me a small amount of money, they would get all the credit, and I would remain invisible. I was like a writing ninja, except it wasn't that cool. Now, the money as a ghostwriter was decent. You got to keep in mind, this was before the days of Fiverr and these crowdsource sites. And I was making, when I'd work really hard, $4,000 a month, which in Brentwood makes you absolutely homeless, which is where I live now, but in Iowa at the time, maybe actually not that bad. I was a baller on a budget. But I was grinding 8 to 12 hours a day writing these articles to make it happen. And it was the classic time for money trap. I was on the hamster wheel of doom. And there was one thing, though, that I got really good at as a ghostwriter. I could write articles for clients really fast. So I figured out early that if I could write these articles faster than other ghostwriters, then I could just charge per the article instead of charge per the hour. And suddenly the math changed a little bit. So instead of being capped at something like $15 an hour, I could bang out 3 articles at $5 a piece, and I could make that $15 in half the time. So same work, better system. But I was still trading time for money. I was just a little faster at it. I was still breaking my back. I was still clickety-clackety.
Now, I'm skipping forward. I refuse to sit here and just hear this back in my day story. There's nothing. Right? Like, okay, cool. Buy my course and you can get it done faster, and we teach you how to get it done faster. Just say that. Don't waste everyone's time.
Pay me money, and then it becomes really easy to create digital products once people say, as soon as you create that, I will put money in your hand. But it all started from a one tiny little 6-page PDF. Now, here's where the story gets really crazy and why you have a massive unfair advantage.
Yeah, this is just a story that we've heard before. He covered this almost near to the exact detail of the first Make Money Challenge. And I'm pretty sure that they're guessing that their overall last audience just churned out without even understanding that.
Not next month, not when you feel ready, because spoiler alert, you will never feel ready at first. You will only feel ready after you do the thing, and not when you have to become an expert either. I'm talking today. The opportunity is right there in front of you. The opportunity isn't just knocking at your door. It's kicking in the fucking window and trying to shake you out of bed. And the question is this: are you going to be one of the 99 who still find a way to make an excuse that's greater than your future? Or are you going to be the one who takes action? And I'm coming at you a little hard because I care. And hopefully the authenticity of that shows that you can see where this is coming from. It's coming from a place of care and concern because I want the best in you. And here's where it gets really insane, because everything that tortured me back then is a non-issue for you today. I was completely wrapped up in whether my product would succeed or fail. I was losing sleep over it. I was stress eating. You should see pictures of me. Google them. Jason Fladdlin, fat. You'll see some fat Jason Fladdlins back in the day, right? I was checking my sales dashboard every 5 minutes like some sort of deranged day trader. And why? because it was my name on it. It was by Jason Fladdlin, and it was my face on it, and it was my reputation on the line for it. So if it flopped, I would take it personal and feel like everyone would think I was a fraud. But you don't have to put your name on it. You don't have to put your face on it. You don't have to put anything on it. You create products under any brand name you want. You test markets anonymously. You fail completely in privacy. You went under a pseudonym. You take zero personal risk. You put zero ego on the line, and you win. You know, and I was freaking out because I didn't even know where to start. Because actually, that's the hardest process. Is, you know, an object at rest stays at rest. Where do I go? How do I start? How do I start? But an object in motion stays in motion. So I didn't know where to start. What should I write about first? What should I structure? How should I structure it? What order should I put the information in? What should I include? Should I include examples or not? How long should it be? What if I forget something important? What if I mess up the flow? So I would just worry and agonize, and I would outline. It took me longer to outline the product than it did to create the product. Because I would just, you know, try it again, re-outline it, and say, what about this and what about this? Second guessing every single decision.
All right, so we're an hour in. What have you guys learned, right? Because this is a takeaway channel. This is a conversation commentary channel. What have you guys learned? I haven't learned anything. I haven't learned a jack thing. Let's keep going.
And
Let's
find a way
skip
to help
forward.
buyers get the same result faster. You will get more buyers who will pay you more money, and they will do so more than you could ever imagine. Because time is the ultimate currency, and people will gladly exchange money to win back time every single time. Would you like the winning formula in a simple template? This is the exact formula that I used over and over again my first 2 years in the digital product business. Here it is. How to achieve a certain solution without normal pain point in, and this is the most important part, short, specific amount.
That's wild to me that it took us an hour to get to this point. He could have let off with that. He could have just skipped to that point. Now, how to achieve, let's use the example that they gave earlier, right? How to achieve starting a podcast without over wasting your money in 4 days. Right? Cool. Amazing. Straight to the point. But who are you to sell that to me? Right? Like, and again, this is going to lead down the road of paid organic ads because most likely you don't have the understanding to build the content or even have the funnel or the brand awareness to have an audience to sell to. Now, if you have an audience to sell to and you're 1 million subscribers, congratulations. But if you're not at 1 million subscribers or 5 million subscribers like Iman Gadzhi, you don't have the availability of just being able to turn on your YouTube channel and just sell a $2,000 product or a $10 product or even a $1 product. It's so much easier said than done. So much. But, you know, if you continuously sell the dream, it is what it is.
Of time. So my first product was, how do I write a
Yo, what's going on? We're just back at it. He said, you know, they are going to do a 3-day challenge. You know, 3 days, and somehow we're on day 4. It's as if like he just lied to his audience, right? He says virtual event September up to the 30th. Last I checked, we're not on the like just 3 days. No, we're past that. It's almost as if Iman lied. Gasp. Which is funny because there was the 5-day make money online challenge 1.0. I truly thought that they were just gonna wrap all of this up, and I'm just sitting here struggling. Listening to Jason talk, he led up to this one point after an hour about selling something, a problem someone's having, and selling the dream of selling it fast, which is wild to me. That's crazy that it's taking this
400-word
long.
article.
And all of his bots are gone. His bots are just starting off at 80,000 his first video, and we're down to 5. Man, and all of a sudden all the comments, they're just all positive. So it's so nice to see that, you know, they filtered and deleted all the bad stuff. Oh, goodness gracious. It's just fun. It's just fun watching this.
Including proofreading and research in 7 minutes or less. That's that exact template right there. The first product that I ever made that did six figures in a single month was how to set up a digital membership site in 6 minutes and 22 seconds using completely free tools. And at that time, that was a game changer.
But again, now we're talking about having no competition. If you're someone who has no competition, you're decades before the market even begins with no demand, then you can have that conversation. But if you're someone who, again, we're decades into this, drop shipping has been well a thing. Digital products has well been established. Social media, content creation, ads have already been established for decades at this point. And you're telling me that as a nobody, someone can do that? The funnel aspect is either organic or ads, paid or organic. There's no two ways about it. And if you don't have a built-in funnel, you're going to have to pay for that. And I'm guessing the people he's speaking to, again, because he doesn't talk to he doesn't talk to the business owner. He talks to the person who doesn't have it.
Same formula, and I did this over and over again. That's it. That's the same game, and this is still the formula that we work today in 2025. I've created over 100 different digital products in different industries, many industries, business to business, business to consumer, all the ones in between, following that exact same formula. Desired outcome plus eliminate the main objection plus speed. Write that down. This is a moneymaker for you. Desired.
Now, again, there shouldn't be any issue with this, right? Now that I'm pausing on this screen, do you guys see any issue with it? Because I don't, right? Hey, you're solving someone's pain points quickly. But what else? How are you able to do that? Who are you? How are you able to sell a product? And how are you able to sell it to me? Because letting someone, sell you a dream of $2,000 courses, that's a pipe dream. That's a 0.001% person, right? That's an Iman. But like the jump from even $1, right? Getting someone to give you $1 is already enough pain points that you're going to learn the hard way.
Outcome, eliminate the
It's
main
not
objection,
easy.
and add in speed. In my first full year in the digital product business, 2008, I made over $150,000.
So WAP isn't a bad platform, right? Here, let's go to WAP. Let's hold on, WAP. Now, overall, WAP's platform, since Iman purchased it, I've been looking deeply into it. But WAP as like a pain point new platform, it's not bad. The overall headache that I've seen with WAP specifically has been the discoverability, right? Because as a user, I'm not coming to this platform. There's no reason for a person off the street to even know what a WAP is. But if you were to go to the discoverability, I'm feeling lucky. What are you guys going to show me? A cooking platform for $500, right? Like, this is Cook with David. I do cooking for $500 right here. Free $90, which is the Smart Mom Kitchen Club. Has two results. Let's cook free server. And then we're getting no reviews, right? Okay, cool. Let's go to the next platform. No, start selling. They sell you the dream. Create a WAP. Search WAP. Let's search clipping, since I know that that's like the biggest demand for a WAP. But when you're, again, an editor coming to this platform, cool. You find your lane, you find what you want to make, and even then you can go and find reviews, because I hear that they don't really pay out editors. It all depends. It's like 50-50 on like what kind of team that's around it. It's really weird. But WAP, again, it serves its purpose. It's just like school, right? Like there's some organic level of like you bring your audience onto it. Mainly it's around clipping and other aspects about it. But WAP as an overall platform is fine. I have no issues with WAP. My overall issues with this, $2,000 price tag is because the audience that he's selling to can't afford it.
Following that exact same template. And that was back when everything was way harder to do. There was no WAP to get you online for free. I had to learn how to do PHP to put a product online. There was no Facebook ads that you could buy. There was barely anyone on YouTube. I tried to be on YouTube back then, and I'm like, this sucks. This weird site will never go anywhere, right? Instagram didn't exist. TikTok was just a sound an old clock made, and the majority of money.
Yeah, so again, he's like doing this weird comparison of like, this is what it was like back in my day, which again doesn't help anyone today. So I gotta keep clicking forward because it's just like, at this point.
And here's the real point of the story. This is all a big elaborate setup just to make one very specific point. Here's why I'm telling you about my monk days. Specificity. It is one of the most valuable things that you can do, especially at the beginning of your digital product success.
Well, of course, you're always going to niche down or find your specific audience. But the aspect of this, right? Again, it's the how do you sell the product.
Go ultra specific, okay? So, example, say you wanted to create a digital product that was a cookbook. You might very well make the best general cookbook in the entire world that's ever existed. Michelin star recipes, professional photography, perfect layout, the whole 9 yards, right? And you probably wouldn't sell any of it. It would be very difficult for you to sell.
Notice that. That's the biggest issue that I have with all of this information. All of this would be nearly impossible to sell.
Do you want to know why? Because it's too broad. There are a million cookbooks.
No, it's not too broad. is because you don't have them. The whole aspect, like if you guys don't know, there are so many like chef content creators out there, right? And they're able to sell to their audience because like Guga is a steak like barbecue content creator, and he's built up like 1 million to 2 million subscribers because he has the brand awareness. So he's able to sell a product like that. But you starting off buying a $2,000 course, it's nearly impossible.
Cookbooks out
Like
there.
he said.
You'd be a tiny little fish in an ocean of competition. Good luck getting noticed. Now, you could get a little bit more specific. You could be a keto cookbook.
When did you buy his course? Or I guess when did you buy the agency?
Or you could be a Mediterranean diet cookbook, and that's better, but it's not good enough. You're a smaller pond, but still too big of a pond. No.
Again, the problem isn't building a topic specific course. It's how do you get out there? This is around 2 years ago. Was it essentially just keep reaching out to content creators and hope for the best? Because my inbox is just flooded with, can we do your thumbnails? Can we be your editor? I can, manage your school. I can create you a course. I can do all of this. They use like Loom AI. I could tell it's all junk. It's all crap. It's just, it's just selling the dream at the end of the day, and it's sad.
Now, here's where the magic happens, though. If you just add one more layer of specificity to this, all of a sudden everything changes. You go ultra specific, like this Hare Krishna vegetarian cookbook that you see on your screen right now. This is a real, legit cookbook. I bought it on 3 separate occasions for myself, and I bought it many more times for other people as well. Hare Krishna vegetarian cooking. That is a unique value.
But again, I promise you this, that they didn't buy this book on a random spot.
Zone right there. Now, it's 95% the same as a regular vegetarian.
The issue that of course you have to be super niche and be a super niche product, niche down product. That's not the issue. The issue is like, how do I get this in front of people?
Cookbook.
He's not being
Hare
honest.
Krishnas, we don't eat onions and we don't eat garlic. And there's like foods in the mode of passion and the mode of goodness. So there's a little nuance to it, but AI can figure all that stuff out. Just a little bit different, but not that much different. The ingredients that align with spiritual practices and recipes that are Americanized from the Indian roots, because Hare Krishna comes from India, and Americans are like, what are
Habit Girl Club, do you think it's terrible to sell the dream, or sort of sell the dream to the younger audience for them to gain hella money? Well, there's a term called grift. I covered it in my last live stream, specifically about the balance of value of what's being sold. Am I selling you the dream? How much am I charging for the dream? My thing is, you have to be able to understand that 99% of your audience has to be able to grow from it. If you're just selling the dream and you're profiting off of it, well, then at that point it's a grift and you're involved in it, right? My overall common financial aspects is make money by getting a job that's well compensated, any skill that's needed for the next 10 years, in a competency gets compensated kind of aspect. So if I were to tell my entire audience to go get a plumbing job, right, it is likely that a very high percentage of those individuals are going to make money. Very high, like you're gonna be employed. But if I'm selling you the dream and 99% of people fail, well, that just like degrades your overall brand awareness, and I don't think anyone wants that, right? Like we're seeing like Ty Lopez, who's recently being sued by the SEC for like fraud and being a Ponzi scheme. That's selling the dream. He sold the dream of you making money. And that's what this is, right? Iman Gadzhi is like selling you the dream. And the funny thing is, he's not even the one doing it. He like outsourced it to Jason to sell the dream. Iman hasn't even talked yet. This is funny.
What are these samosas? I don't know how to make those kind of things. So cultural context and regular vegetarian cookbooks would not nail this. And so while there are thousands of vegetarian cookbooks out there, there are only a couple of Hare Krishna cookbooks, maybe 3 or 4 in the entire world. And there's a built-in market of people who will buy that book because there are millions of Hare Krishnas, believe it or not. So see what happened? When you go ultra specific, you get 3 massive advantages. Here's the first one. Write these down. 1, built-in audience. They're easy to reach and get attention from. 2, minimum competition. You're often the only solution. 3, higher prices if you wish to, because specificity commands premium pricing. The brain surgeon makes more than the general ear, nose, and throat doctor ever does, right? Think about it like this. If you create a
Hold on. Built-in audience.
there's a built-in market of people who will buy that book because there are millions of Hare Krishnas, believe it or not. So see what happened? When you go ultra specific, you get 3 massive advantages.
Okay.
Here's the first one. Write these down. 1, built-in audience. They're easy to reach and get attention from. 2.
So he's talking built-in audience as if they're already existing within that market. Meaning, like if you build I think he uses like an animal, a dog collar, right? There's already people who love dogs. So like that aspect is all,
Minimum competition. You're often the only
but you still have to be like, still have to build the bridge. You can't just make it up and believe in it.
solution. 3, higher prices if you wish to, because specificity commands premium pricing. The brain surgeon makes more than the general ear, nose, and throat doctor ever does, right? Think about it like this. If you create a pet training guide for every dog that's out there that's boring, that's generic, that's forgettable. If you create one specifically for working class dogs, that's better, smaller market, but still, we want to get more focused than that. So if you create one specifically for German Shepherds using positive reinforcement only training methods, now you're onto something, my friend. You're speaking an exact language, solving an exact problem, understanding exact values of the audience. They will pay more for that, and they will buy it quicker, and they'll be easier to reach than if you just did general dog training, right?
While we're at that, speaking of general dog training, I'm just kidding. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm live right now, both on long form and vertical. Just a simple subscribe. It is what it is. Or like the video, either. Or don't. I don't know. I'm just some dude on YouTube.
Because you get them, and they understand that. It's like calling them out by name. Now, here's the formula that made me millions with this. Broad market plus specific method plus specific audience within that broad market. That is gold. Capture that, right? Man, AI allows you to do this so easy. We'll uncover these for you, and then it will create the digital product within that specificity, okay? So let me give you some examples. Weight loss plus intermittent fasting plus busy mom.
Again, he's not talking about how to sell the product. He's simply just talking about the product, right? Just the product. He's not even talking about a specific. He's just talking about a product.
Moms equals intermittent fasting guide for busy moms. Guitar lessons plus finger picking plus folk music equals finger picking guitar for folk musicians. Business advice plus e-commerce plus organic products equals e-commerce for organic product entrepreneurs. Pretty clever, isn't it? Really effective.
Again, we don't need information on the product. We need the full A through Z on the dream. Like, I thought, again, this was supposed to be, I'll build a company live with a product to show you guys how to do it. Right now, we're just talking about a topic, of course. But what about the actual A through Z? And that's what we talk about on this channel. Actual transparency. Just let's have a level of critical thinking before any action needs to be had. See, in life, we can have open and honest conversations. We can have long thought out conversations, critically think back and forth. We should be able to converse. And if you're just telling me like, yeah, all you have to do is create this one specific product. No, that's not all I have to do, right? Like all you have to do is sell bikes. No, because if you're just randomly on the street and you walk up to someone and say, do you want to buy this bike? It's, $1,000. They're likely going to say, get away from me. But if you were to actually have a bike store in a very well safe area with an established track record of you selling bikes, you maintenance, having maintenance on bikes and you servicing bikes, all of these aspects are so many things that like are overlooked, but are some of the main issues.
See how this works? You're not trying to be everything to everyone. You're being the solution for someone specifically. And that someone specifically will pay you handsomely for understanding them so well. You say, oh, you made this for me. Wow. Now, when you combine it with speed, remember the first formula? And then you run it through both AIs, synthesize to create the product, and Ghostwriter OS to create the ads and the content for the product, you've booked a one-way ticket to life-changing profits. Congratulations. Nice to meet you. And this is why you can start so specific and so narrow and so focused on such a small audience, an audience that's desperate in need, and you can absolutely win the day for them. Transform their lives, change their lives, transform their results, and earn good money doing that. And that's the best feeling. You get paid because you're bringing genuine value. What a good feeling. I hope you experience that very soon. It transforms both you and the market in the process. And here's the beautiful part. You don't stay small forever. Once you've dominated that little niche, once you've proven that you can create real value, once you become the go-to for that specific problem, then you level up. You level up. You go from German Shepherd positive reinforcement training to positive reinforcement training for all working dogs. So you get there.
Am I crazy? He's not
You get to
explaining
broad.
anything.
The fastest way to get to broad is to start specifically. You go from intermittent fasting for busy moms to intermittent fasting for busy parents. You go from e-commerce for organic product entrepreneurs just to e-commerce for health and wellness brands. You level up. Each level gets you access to a bigger market. If you want to climb Mount Everest, which I don't recommend, you can't go straight to the top. You got to acclimate yourself. You go up a little bit, then you rest. You go up a little bit, then you come down. Then you go up a little bit more.
He's not taught that. Ruv's just yapping.
Then you come down, right? This is the same thing, only you get a small win and then you go up a little bit. Then you get another win and you go up a little bit. And pretty soon they're like, wow, what an overnight success you are, right? You get more customers, more revenue, more impact, and soon you're reaching millions of people, all because you started by focusing on and truly serving just a few people. The key to all of the market is to start with just a few specifically within the market. And this is something that everybody seems to miss. They want to start big. They want to scale from day one. They want to reach everyone immediately. That's like trying to plant a giant oak tree. Like a full-grown oak tree. Let me just put it in the ground. Ta-da, there's the tree. It doesn't work that way.
All right, you guys know. As much as, I respect Jason and his craft specifically for the niche, I gotta click through all of these like slides. If you guys don't know, you can make in Canva and just do the same thing as he's doing, but I need specifics. When you watch a video, right, on YouTube, you could tell when a video is made with just stock images and just crap. Just low effort stock images that were found on Google or found on Pexels or used within CapCut or some service, right? But when someone is using quality B-roll, whether it's like a video snapshot that they took or screen recordings or some image that they took, like if they were to talk about their inbox being full on an email and they were to actually show you their inbox of a video screen recording, that would be so much more high quality than just a super generic, image of seeing an AOL link, right? Like something super niche like that. But we have to skip all this. I need something specific. Hold on. Let's go. Let's
Now,
let's
these
just
are your
click a little
digital
forward.
oil fields, okay? By consistently putting out digital products every single day, it's exactly like drilling for oil. Some fields are more fertile than others, but it's impossible to know which ones until you start drilling. You might drill in 10 spots and find nothing. Then that 11th spot, boom, gusher, life changed forever. So if you commit to consistently publishing.
Okay, so create your own WAP, made by people, $1.7 billion. Users on WAP, 11 million. Now, I don't know if you guys know about stats, medians, and averages, but if we were to see like what's the average profile on WAP, what's the median profile on WAP, we would be able to, and again, Iman says he has all the back-end analytics specifically for WAP because he's the co-owner. He always talks about it. But if we were to have those specifics, well, then you could trust it a little bit more, right? Because not only would you be able to find the likelihood of how much money you could make, but you likely would find that survivorship bias, specifically with WAP, is something just like all platforms and all levels of success. Now, if you don't know, survivorship bias is simply you only looking at success cases. If you see just the success cases, right? We're looking at an Iman Gadzhi, 10 million, subscribers across platforms. If you're looking at an Iman Gadzhi that has all of this success, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's possible. Not knowing that 99.9% of people are homeless because they had to sacrifice for the 0.1% to make it. And it's just, a sad reality that selling the dream is so much, so beneficial than actually walking someone through the A to Z and giving the actual specifics.
Digital products, which you can do for free on WAP, then quantity becomes its own quality. Write that down. Quantity can become its own quality. What I mean is you're accelerating the time curve to hit that gold mine, that one digital product that makes you so much money, it almost feels wrong. And I can't predict exactly when that will happen for you because I've collected over 150,000 customers in 131 countries throughout my digital career. And for some of those customers, they get lucky and it hits on the first product. And for others, it takes just a few more products. And for others, it takes maybe just a little bit more. So I don't know exactly when it will show up for you, but I can say with absolute certainty in front of you today, brothers and sisters, it will happen, provided you consistently publish digital products on a regular basis. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of.
Again, all you got to do is make digital products. What does that mean? Right? You're making a digital product. Who am I selling it? Like show me the 0 to 1. Right? That's all you have to do. specifically saying if you post digital products on WAP, they're not saying anything. They're not even telling you on WAP because they understand that the discovery, right, to a platform like WAP is not organic. In order for someone to come to a platform like WAP, they have to be brought on outside, right? They have to be funneled from an existing platform. They have to be funneled from YouTube. They have to be funneled through your email newsletter. They have to be brought in. There's no way that you can just immediately accept that you making a digital platform or a digital product on this platform just works that easy, right?
Of when, especially if you're surrounded by like-minded people committed to doing the same. See, in 2008, I did what was considered impossible back then. I set a goal to put out a product every 2.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you were making products back in 2008? And listen, peek behind the curtain. A lot of these successful digital salesmen, that's what they are, right? Started pre-2015, meaning that the overall demand was there, but the supply was overwhelming, right? Like in their favor, right? Specifically, like they were the ones who were able to take advantage of it. And now that the well has been so much filled with competition, right? Specifically with COVID and all of the takeaways of that, what's happened is that now they're not moving into doing it anymore, right? Iman's not doing the agency aspect anymore. He's selling the agency, right? He's selling the idea. Where can you find Ryan Duncan's platform? He made a video specifically talking about, he actually made the chat GPT on his YouTube channel. I'm not going to, I'm not going to steal all of his thunder. Go to Ryan Duncan's videos for that. But it's a exact what Monetize is, right? Not monetize the platform, but specifically synthesize AI of help me create this. And it gives you a framework. It gives you an outline, exactly what Ryan Duncan created. So, I'm gonna give him all the shine for that.
2 weeks in 2008. I said, I'm going to commit to that for a year straight. A product every 2 weeks. That meant 26 products in a single year. And everyone told me I couldn't do it. And everyone believed that I was insane. They said, Jason, you'll burn out. They'll say, Jason, the products aren't going to be that good. They'll say, Jason, nobody can maintain that pace. If you want to know you're doing something right, here's a clue. When the people around you who are at your level tell you not to do it, that's the clue that you should do it. Because if you don't do it, then you'll stay at that same level, okay? So I'm like, blah, 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 whatever. And I did it anyway. I said, I hear you. I appreciate your feedback. And I want to do it. So I'm going to do it anyway. And you know what happened? Product number 11 went absolutely insane. I'm about halfway through the year. And that.
Now, again, he didn't say how it sold. He didn't say the actual aspect of how he sold it. Because here's the thing. If he were to tell you, like, I paid for ads, then 99.9% of this audience, I know based on just pure math and statistics, could not afford this continuous upsell.
That one product made me more money than all the other products combined. And then I never had to do that pace again. I've never published digital products at that pace anymore. I doubled down on that one gusher, put more gas on its fire, and scaled that bitch to the moon. And ever since then, every few years, I get another one. Another product that just hits different, like the one that did $9.8 million in 8 days and then produced millions more for years to come. Or the product that pulled $57.9 million in its first 226 days. Or the product that every time we put it on the market, it would flush out at least $1 million. And we did that 6 times in a row. Because here's the thing. In between these gushers, it's still business as usual. I'm still putting out digital products here and there that are making good clips of cash on a consistent basis that allows me to live life to the fullest, go where I want.
Again, we're an hour in. We're well over an hour in. And all he's doing is self-bragging. But these are supposed to be tips, right? Again, the tip is build something with a demand. Build something unique with a demand.
Be who I want, not who I have to
That's
settle
crazy.
for. And I don't even care if I go blind because I don't have to see the price tag anymore. And I did all this when the pie was smaller and the effort was greater, when the cost to get in was higher, and when I had to blaze the damn trails like a pioneer because no one had paved them before. You, though, you get to stand on my shoulder.
Again, as we give this commentary, shameless plug, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free.
You get to go further. And I bless you to do so. I encourage you to do so. Please do so. Because any sincere coach out there wants their players to surpass their own accomplishments. I want you to break every record that I've set. I want you to go farther than I've gone. I want you to do more than I've done. Why? Because I want you to make the world a better place for my children than it was for me. That's my real motivation. That's
How does that help? I want you to build a better place for my kids. If I were to say I want you to build a better place for my kids, I want you to be like philanthropists. I want you to help build better roads, build better schools, be better people. But he's like, just sell digital products.
Here. That's why I share these stories. That's why I give you everything that I got. And I would love for us to formally take part in helping you more when you'll make the investment in yourself today. And I brought a couple extra goodies. Yes, sir. Some bonuses that I would like to offer.
Okay, hold on. No. Please tell me he's not going to like repackage what Iman already tried to sell. Hold on, let me take a little snapshot of this. That's funny.
For you as well, from my own little treasure trove of assets, okay? Now, whether you've already said yes to mine, for you as well, from my
like he's acting as if this is like a brand new image.
My own little treasure trove of assets, okay? Now, whether you've already said yes to Monetize, or if today is the day you finally join us, there's a gusher out there for you waiting. The only question is, are you ready to start drilling? Or are you going to spend another year wondering what if? The choice is yours. And I know what I'd do if I were in your shoes. And here's how we can help. Iman has put together the greatest offer I've ever seen for getting in the digital product game. And I'm adding in 2 of my own very special presentation-only bonuses to it today. So if you sign up, or have already signed up before we finish today's session, you're going to get these new bonuses, which I'll reveal shortly. Last time,
dude, they did this last time. I remember he like literally wouldn't sign off, and they kept doing this like fake demand of like, nope, we're still waiting on a few people. We
opened up Monetize, by the way, in May. These were the results: $8.9 million in the first 90 days in sales.
Hold on. The first $8.9 million, right? Who won the Rolex? Who run like?
Last time we opened up Monetize.
So you're telling me the first person on top was nearly 10% of the entire hundreds of thousands of people that you're telling me joined? Right? So the top 3 members were the top 20%, right? It's looking like right under 2 million, like 1.6, 1.7 mil. So you tell out of, I mean, didn't he say? I swear he said that like 180,000 people joined.
By the way, in May, these were the results: $8.9 million in the first.
Hold on, what's the math on that?
90 days in sales, and we've made the offer even better this time. And I've sweetened it even further for today only with my own special bonuses you'll get if you sign up before the end of the session. More on those shortly. First, let's talk about the core of what you get with Monetize. At its heart is this: the 4-step system to create profitable, non-expert digital products from zero using specialized AI. These 4 steps are what our users took to generate over $8.9 million with their digital products in the first 90 days. And they are how to develop your product with specialized AI, how to monetize it, how to deliver it without lifting a finger, and how to scale it once you have proof of concept. Those are the 4 steps that Monetize will show you one after the other. This system is specifically designed to help you create non-expert digital products. And with this, you could have your first digital product created and ready to test by...
Now here's the thing, right? He said it was like joiniman.com. Let's go to that website, right? Hold on. Listen, I'm going to take y'all on a journey with me. Let's go to this website, right? joiniman.com. Let's see what this is about. Let AI system build you a profitable digital product business without experience or showing your face. So that it's so clear that they're targeting like brand new baby beginners with this. No experience, no showing your face, no audience, no ad spend, no content creation. How do you simply sell it? Like you can't just, okay, 8.9 million people, track sales from those who took the offer last. Look at who did last time, right? Why hide it? These are regular people who joined the offer and generated over $8.9 million. Again, are they just continuously selling? What was the extra bonuses? Your win can be the next one. Stop watching, people. Get access. Digital product with AI. Get sales. Digital product formula. Yeah, so he's just like selling you on the dream with WAP. Okay, what are the bonuses? What are the do I gotta keep scrolling? Zero, shy, no audience. WAP, average monthly earnings. That's the overall WAP. Who's this for? Yep, $2,000. Satisfaction guarantee. Our team is ready to help you. What's the bonus?
The end of this week. So even complete beginners can succeed with this, like Armando, who flew all the way from Texas to Dubai to be here with, and who I interviewed the other day. He went from nothing, 18-year-old construction worker seeing his dad suffering, to making so much money. In 1 year, he retired his dad. Isn't that insane? So what if you had access to the exact same monetization system used by virtually every single person that ended up in this leaderboard the last time we hosted this challenge? And what if you also had these absolute insane bonuses that we're including on top of the core 4-step system you get within Monetize? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Like our first bonus, Synthesize AI 3.0. This thing is a beast. This is the world's most powerful digital product creation system.
Goodness,
It synthesizes for any digital product
how many times
150
you
plus
gotta
real-world
keep saying
sources
it
into
over
a simple
and over?
step-by-step solution on any
Skip
digital
forward,
topic where it
skip
would make sense.
forward.
Inside a digital Monetize, you can be on the same leaderboard with them. And $350,000 in prizes are up for
forward.
grabs. The grand prize is a $40,000 Patek Philippe watch, the same watch that most billionaires wear and world leaders, and even little Jason Fladdlin. My wife bought me this Patek. Is my favorite watch. Okay, so if you're number 1, you get that. If you're positions 2 through 5 in the leaderboard, win. So you get the unlimited access to Synthesize AI, the tool that will create your digital product for you. You get Ghostwriter OS, the AI that will create all the assets you need to have a wildly profitable monetization system. You get the 60-day success safety net, where Iman's personal team will step in and perform a diagnostic review of your product if it doesn't make its first sell in its first 60 days. You get the digital product formula, where Iman will walk you through the 4-step system as you watch over his shoulder as he builds actual digital products live. And you get to compete in Monetize Mania, where everyone starts from scratch, and they sprint for 90 days to see who can be at the top of the leaderboard, where there's $350,000 in prizes up for grab. Plus, you get this next incredible bonus. 7 digital product coaching sessions. Not in total 7. No. 7 a week for the next 52 weeks. 7 sessions per week for 52 weeks. See, the last time that we ran people through Monetize, we tracked every single struggle or challenge or point that they came across where they needed some help or they needed some coaching from. And this is why we now have designed the coaching program to address any and all of these common obstacles, plus any other ones you may occur around the way. So you get 52 weeks of group coaching sessions covering everything you need to be successful with digital products. And you get this completely for free when you join Monetize today. Plus, I got
Jesse, this is my first time watching your lives. Been insightful, since the rich make themselves richer, so you never know what bullshit or not. I mean, that's the best part about this, right? On a platform like YouTube, we can have long form, thought out conversations. We could literally critically think about this, right? I mean, just look at this screen I'm showing you. We have Synthesize AI, Ghostwriter OS. Now, again, these are ChatGPT wrappers that Ryan Duncan has already made. So if you have ChatGPT, which you can still access with the free version, you can have this. It'll make your digital product. He's giving a money back guarantee, which comes with a very large asterisk, meaning you have to jump through hoops to get it. Digital product formula, which is a community, along with Monetize Mania, which is another community. 7 coaching sessions a week, not by Iman, right? This is going to be by other people. Within Monetize, there is an upsell to an additional Monetize Pro platform for an additional very low $2,000. So not only did you have to pay $2,000 to get this, you have to get upsold if you want rights to the exclusive like Pro platform. It's just so wild. Again, we're gonna watch this guy's review. He talks about buying the Make Money Online Challenge 1.0 and get into his insight, because he's in the e-com brand niche, right? He is someone who is interested in that kind of things, right? So the best part about this is that you don't learn from the mistakes of yourself. You learn from the mistakes of others. And with anything like on the internet, we could just take our time and, you know, critically think and be an independent thought
Here's the
process.
first one. I love this one. It's called Prosperity Algorithm, and this is my life's work. See, everything has an algorithm, and if you crack it, you win. So if you want to create powerful presentations like I did today, I cracked that algorithm. I know how to do this, and I am the very best at it, and this is why brands bring me in to help them with their businesses. Amazon had an algorithm, how they rank their products in the search results, and I cracked it so thoroughly that they had to change their terms of service. And affiliate marketing has an algorithm, and I smashed through that so well, I still hold the record for the biggest affiliate promotion of all time. And I will teach you my personal algorithm for prosperity, because prosperity has an algorithm. So you can have wealth in all areas of your life. And here's a small glimpse at what you get. I help you uncover the value of purpose. I show you schemas, which is my secret weapon. This is how I'm so useful to the people that I coach and train and teach. We reorganize their schemas, and we make things happen that used to seem impossible. Framing, everything can be done if it's put in.
Now, again, I'm not trying to take away from what Jason does, right? He's a very, very smart man. His goal as his overall brand is to have the best marketing team possible for any company, right? It's not just Iman. He's not partnered with just Iman. He's partnered with marketing brands. So if you run a company, I don't know, just say Sony, right? Sony, the video company. But if they wanted to do like some marketing campaign, they would reach out to a Jason. That's what would happen. And so what Iman's doing is completely relying on Jason to handle this overall aspect of funneling a product, which, you know, this whole $2,000 package is. And in 1.0, version 1.0, Jason talked about getting paid by Iman, and he wasn't going to disclose his offer. And I'm really curious, right? Was it a dollar lump sum amount, or was it a percentage breakdown? That would be very interesting if he talked about
into
that.
the right frame. I will teach you frames. I will teach you how to build compulsion so success becomes inevitable. I will break down everything that I know about leverage to you. I will show you how to harness intuition effectively, and I will teach you all these secrets, as well as how I was able to go from adversity to grow up to becoming one of the most sought after, maybe the most sought after people in my field, reaching success in finances and all of for the bonus. So, and then here's my second bonus. This one is freaking awesome.
Oh my God. So these things are truly Jason's little bonuses, which is prosperity algorithm and offer modality.
It's called offer modalities. So a modality is a different way in which you can deliver a digital product. So there's multiple different ways you can package up information and put it into different various.
Okay. So there's different concepts of like done for you, done by you, done with you. So the offers, right? Which again, Iman Gadzhi has outsourced Jason to do this. But Alex Hormozi has this in his free PDF, the $100 million offers. Now, S tier, done for you, a software, a one-on-one coaching, reseller license, or a live event, right? Notice that they're doing nearly all this one product. We're just going to look at the outline and break it down because we have the time again. The S tier, done for you, right? They're selling the whole $2,000 package, which comes with a pretty much, you know, self-handed chat GPT with a software, a one-on-one coaching offer, reseller license, meaning, you know, they can go off and handle it, and a live event. That's why, man, this is in 3D.
Types of digital products. And here's what I did. I went through the 18 years of my success, the over $300 million in digital product sales, and I looked at every offer that I was ever a part of, what made it good, and I isolated every single element, and I put it into a Notion doc that I then use for every single client that I advise and work with. Would you like that Notion doc? Would you like me to walk you through it live on a training, privately held, where I will do it alongside of you, and then record it, give you the recording of that training, give you the assets, so you can see literally every secret that I've ever had with actual digital products, which have set all the records in the space, including this one. One of the reasons that Iman brought me in is to help him structure his offering for this digital product, which is Monetize. And he broke WAP's record as a result.
JP in the shorts live vertical. Are these guys scammers? Listen, this isn't scamming. See, the aspect with scamming is you're not getting your value's worth, right? You're simply you're bamboozled, right? So with a scam, this would be like, hey, we're going to sell you this course for $2,000, and you give them the money and you just get blocked and you get nothing. I believe that this is a unfair market value exchange, which could be in the overall realming of grifting, right? Because understanding who their market audience is, it's a younger demographic. It's a younger demographic who doesn't have $2,000. So why are you selling it to them? That's a grift. You guys are in my comments letting me know. Oh, the mic keeps cutting out. Uh-oh. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Hopefully it picked back up. I'm going to keep talking. But the overall, you can, like, remember, the reason I'm upset with Iman is that he has a 5.7 million subscriber audience. That's primarily young demographic of men who want and have nothing. And yet his first pitch is to get you into a $100 VIP WhatsApp that gets you, like, you know, a 30-minute earlier than this live chat. And then after that, he gives you a $2,000 paywall. That's a spit in the face to his entire audience.
And I will go through it with you step by step. Now here's the catch. These two bonuses are only available if you sign up before the end of this webinar that we're doing here today. Once this presentation
and those bonuses were
over
relatively
with,
nothing.
I'm going to pull these two bonuses back. They're very, very valuable. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sign up by clicking on the link that I'm about to drop in the live chat here on YouTube in 3, 2, 1. Boom, baby. You should see that popping up in the chat right now, pinned to the top. Or if you prefer, you can go to straight joiniman.com. Just type joiniman.com into your favorite browser. Regardless of how you get there, it will take you to a page where you can go ahead and sign up. And then when you get to the checkout page, you will have a variety of options in which you can choose how you can invest. So make the investment. Let's start building your first non-expert digital product here today. Plus, a variety of options in which you can choose, sign up your favorite browser. Regardless of how you get there, it will take you to a page where you can go ahead and sign up. And then when you get to the checkout page, you will have a variety of options in which you can choose how you can invest. So make the investment. Let's start building your first non-expert digital product here today. Plus, remember, you're backed by the work with you until you win guarantee. And I love this. It's simple. You have to 10x your investment here today with Monetize, with your digital product. And until you do, we will keep working with you, period. We will do whatever it takes to continue to provide support, access, and resources until you 10x the investment that you make today. That means that we will never ask you for
Now, the thing here is specifically, a few content creators have already talked about this. I think Negative to Something said that you have to continuously be doing something. You can't just stop, right? Life events can't happen. You can't miss any deadlines. And that's a lot of these online software service like based products courses, right? Where it's like, unless you do like 99.9% of the course, we'll never do. And like you have to guarantee like, what did you do? What action steps did you take? Proof, all of these aspects.
For another dollar for an update. It means that we will keep coaching you. It means that we will give you updates to new programs, and we will continue to support you until you hit that 10x investment mark. And then once you hit that, this is how it goes into crazy mode and takes on a life of its own. So really you only have two options here today. Either you succeed once you invest and monetize and make at least 10x your investment, or we keep working with you until you do. And in addition to that, your investment is also protected by a 7-day, no questions asked refund policy. Just write support@monetize.com if this isn't for you and you want your money back.
Which is probably going to be the path for most people.
Now, when you go to joiniman.com, check the financing options in the checkout. There's the link. It's pinned at the top there. You can go through there. You can sign up. And when you sign up before we end here today, I'm going to give you 2 extra special bonuses from my secret treasure trove. And these aren't like products I sell. These are things I use to be extremely successful in what I do. So here's what's going to happen next.
Again, prosperity algorithm, which is take advantage of the platforms that you're already on, right? I mean, common sense, things that are being sold on Amazon that are beneficial, take advantage of it. The offer modalities, the different ways to offer products, right? So let's just take a quick snapshot of that. The lowest tiers are making a spreadsheets or selling a contracts, giving updates with over-the-shoulder resources or AI prompts with graphics. So these are like one-off PDFs. B tier, swipe files, training, case studies, active support, physical products. A tier, certifications, templates, critiquing, group coaching, and a community, right? It just so happens to be that that's what they're doing all in one. Now let's get back, man. Iman just let Jason handle the reins for so long.
Jason was awesome.
And I don't know about you guys, but he didn't teach me anything.
Jason, WWW Jason. Love it. Love to see it. Thanks, Jason. Yes, he did so good. Thank you, Jason. Amazing, amazing. Nothing but love.
Wow.
Beautiful. You're awesome. You are indeed. We love you, Jason. God bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Incredible.
Nice. Killed it.
Even more incredible is the bonuses you gave him. And even more incredible than that is our guest for today.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Very, very fascinating story. We were just chatting downstairs a little bit earlier. Yeah, actually, no, I don't want to spoil too much, but like just a perfect case of just getting it done, getting out there, shipping the first product, and understanding that your first product is not the final evolution of what it will become. And it will become an iterative process.
Now, again, quick shameless plug. If you guys are enjoying the content and the technical difficulties that we had to overcome, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's free for you.
And like, yes, I don't want to ruin too much.
All right, Iman, I'm going to go grab a water real quick,
Of course.
and then I'll bring the guest up, and then we'll start working through some questions. Is that cool?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
I'll hold the floor for 5 minutes.
Sounds
and
good,
we'll see you
my
soon. All right. 2 mics. All right. Well, ladies and gents, we got 5 minutes to hang out. I'll go through the comments. Good evening, Jason Eman. Beautiful. I see here some people are saying, what about the people who joined earlier? Listen, I have said this 101 times, and I'll say it again. We, like our ethos and Monetize and the way that our companies run is we keep over delivering again and again and again and again, and that is your experience as a customer. So if you bought yesterday, if you bought the day before, if you bought the day prior to that, and you're like, oh, but I didn't know I was getting this when I purchased, correct. You didn't know, but it's a special added bonus. So if you bought yesterday, congratulations, you get this as well. And if you enroll in Monetize today, then of course, by the end of today's stream, you will also get Jason's incredible, spectacular bonuses. Welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yo, Iman, should I stay in this live or watch Rebecca's live in Monetize? If you're inside Monetize already, go hang out with Rebecca inside Monetize. I think Rebecca and a bunch of my team is always doing welcoming calls.
There's really no value to this? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I
expect
this is exciting.
more.
This is fresh.
This
So
isn't
always
no
on a live
exciting
stream,
and
so when
fresh.
you join,
You did this
when you pop
before.
this live stream, you can speak to Rebecca, you can speak to Samantha, you
Let's
can speak
go.
to my entire team because they're
Come
constantly
on.
doing like these live streams.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to the point of a value expectation, you guys should have a very high expectation of someone who claims to have hundreds of millions of dollars, who claims to have a very high level of success, who's driving around in a Ferrari, and who is selling you $2,000 products. I have a very high standard for that, meaning that it should be completely valued, like based content. There shouldn't be rooms of gap. Right now, again, I'm just some 1,000 subscribed channel, but I feel like the level of commentary that I've been providing throughout this has been so much more specific and detailed on why someone might be doing something than this very clear outline structured presentation that was done in, in a quick rush. But again, remember, this is the 2.0 version.
It's like almost 24/7, so that way you're always welcomed when you join. By the way, out of curiosity, I just want to see in the comments, what was your favorite part of today's presentation?
When I don't want to be mean.
I want to know your favorite part from Jason's presentation. I'm very curious. I would love to know what was the main nugget, what was the main golden piece that you took away from Jason's presentation. Speed, Jason's story. Listen, Jason is a character. Jason is an absolute character. The way he explained everything so detailed, correct? Jason's personal story. By the way, someone asked as well is if you bought Monetize during the last event, do you get Jason's bonus? Yes, you do. Congratulations. His story, shout out to him. It was motivational. Jason's personal story. Knowledge, Jason's formula. His story was very thorough. Speed equals money. This is true. And one thing I love about Jason is, and you're going to see this with our special guest here today as well, is just sometimes like this can be your worst enemy. Okay, this can have you overthinking and fretting and tossing and turning and thinking that everything needs to be perfect. But the truth is, you just need to get it out. All right, speed beats everything. His explanation is story speed, correct? Speed, a lot of speeds, not to give up. And I can tell you, Jason is a perfect example of that. Speed, consistency, specificity. This is interesting. The chat goes so quick, sometimes it's hard to keep up. For me, it was the quote, do it before you know how, because the act of doing it will give you more insight than any amount of studying ever could. I'll repeat that once again. It was the quote, do it before you know how.
Hold on. He said all of that work put in more than studying ever could. So I'm guessing he's talking about what Jason just gave. What are you talking about?
The act of doing it will give you more insight.
If Jason would have to been like a teacher, you'd be sleeping in class.
Any amount of studying ever could. And that's true. Listen, I'm sure we've all had it in our lives. We've all had that thing, that like monster, that dragon where we put things off for days, weeks, months, maybe even years. And the longer and longer we put this thing off, like the more tension and the more pressure we have surrounding this topic and surrounding this thing. And then it's so funny and it's crazy. We'll get onto it and we'll start doing this thing. And then the thing that we spent 5 weeks worrying and fretting about, we do it and it takes 5 minutes. And we're like, did I just really spend 5 weeks thinking about the thing that could have been done in 5 minutes? And that's why I always have a rule.
Hold on. There's a question that's happening in the chat right now that I'm really curious on if they would ever get to. Right here. It's capital. Jason, please answer this question. Will I be able to make good money from the traffic in WAP? Because you say just create tons of products and post. Yes, we should advertise, but is it needed? How do you expect to get the funnel to WAP? Now, again, all this that Jason, that is what Jason said. Simply to make the product. You can't just make products. That's not how that works. You can't just, like, for me, right? On this channel, I created a book. I created a PDF. The link is in some of my videos, specifically just the long form videos, not the live streams. The live streams are just these like unedited things that I want to make videos on, right? Like I just want to watch this to make sure that my my internal confirmation bias is real and aligned. But when I made that product, and I already have some small audience, I've got very minimal aspect of funneling to that. So you can't just say make it and they will come. That's not how this works.
For myself, anything that takes less than 10 minutes. And I know, people say, oh, if you're in flow, don't break up your flow. But listen, if you're already starting to think about something, that's already broken your flow. Like you're already out of flow, or you're already out of focus, or you're already kind of out of the zone. If something's coming to your mind and it's consuming your mind. So for me, if anything takes less than 10 minutes, I just do it there and then. Okay. Especially if it takes less than 5 minutes, I just do it there then, because you need to understand like your brain is kind of like a computer. There's only a certain amount of RAM that you have. There's only so many amount of computational tasks you can have running at a time. And it's so good just to clear out any of these background things in your mind and just get them off your plate. Someone says, notice how there's only 6K in the live. Yeah. And I want you guys to take heed of that. And I want you guys to give yourself a massive round of applause for that, because you are correct. We start off with 80 and here we are with 6. And that goes to show that your guys' level of commitment and dedication. And that says a lot about you.
Hey, hey.
Hello, hello. Jason, welcome back.
I'm back. We got our guest. Anaya's going to be joining here shortly. She's with her husband, Bryce. They're going to roll in here and we're going to break it down. We're going to ask her some questions. I'm super excited.
Incredible. Do we need another chair?
Yeah, I think we have one right out there that we can bring in. Luis.
Amazing.
Yeah, just bring it on in right now, my friend. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, good sir.
Awesome.
Lovely.
With this one.
How you want to do this?
I think like this.
Cool. We'll do it like that.
Awesome.
Yeah? We'll leave you guys to it.
Thank you, boss. All right. Now we're playing some musical chairs.
Now, again, I'm not a big Iman fan, as you guys know. But if you were, don't you feel like this is like a slap in the face that like he just keeps leaving every like 2 minutes and like doesn't come back for like hours, right? Like it's like, man, what are you doing? This is supposed to be the event. Alex Hormozy didn't just like hand off the reins to any of his webinars, right? This is just...
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring in our special guest. Her name is Anaya. She came all the way over from Las Vegas. She started in a digital product business and really blew it up. Like we're talking 7 figures in success. Her story is very interesting and I'm super excited to dive into it with you. So everybody give some love in the chat for Anaya, and she has her husband here, Bryce, as well. Let's give it up. Come on in. Woo! We need to play like sound music and everything like that.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. All right, everyone. What we're going to do here is we're going to spend a few minutes, and it's important, and it was so interesting what you were saying downstairs tonight, because you watched the stream the other day, right? And you saw Armando?
Yeah.
And you were like listening, and you're like, it was so nice to hear his story, and she was talking about how it was insightful and how it can be useful, and now we get to hear your story.
Yeah, fine.
And I know that people will resonate with it because your experience is different than mine, it's different than Iman's, it's different than everybody's, because everybody wins in their own kind of way. So let's go back to the beginning. When did you publish your first digital product?
My first digital product was probably about 4 years ago.
Wow.
It was a $50 course that we made on Canva, and we published it on this site called Gumroad. But it wasn't any like professional editing, no cameras. It wasn't like me posting. I'm super shy, so even like that was all very new to me. So we literally just like stayed up all night. We were making an Airbnb course on Canva, and
Wow.
$50.
Okay, so now, how did she sell the product?
So you were doing Airbnb before that?
Yeah. So
Okay, so she did an Airbnb rental business, right? That was a very, very popular thing, popped off like COVID timeframe. Let's see if we can find the funnel. What did they say her name was? Hold on.
Like sound music and everything like that?
Hi, guys.
Hello. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. All right, everyone. What we're going to do here is we're going to spend a few minutes, and it's important, and it was so interesting what you were saying downstairs tonight, because you watched the stream the other day, right? And you saw Armando?
Yeah.
And you were like listening, and you're like, it was so nice to hear his story, and she was talking about how it was insightful and how it can be useful, and now we get to hear your story.
Yeah, fine.
And I know
What was her name?
we got our
Am
guest.
I missing something?
Anaya's going to be joining here shortly.
Anaya. Okay, there we go.
Perfect yet. Then there was someone else that could learn from that as well. So
Nice. So it came from service more than anything, that you could teach somebody else to not make the mistakes you did and to do it quicker, better than you. Is that fair to say?
yeah, yeah. And I was
Okay,
really nervous,
hold
especially because
on,
I'm like, we're
hold
not
on.
perfect at this. But I realized starting
She has 300,000 followers. Okay, listen. I'm not gonna say that you guys, y'all be doing some capping, right? Y'all just be doing some capping just cause. Now, what this is a very large following already existing, right? Let's accept these cookies. Anaya, this is her platform, 332,000. Now, I'm here to ask you guys, what kind of competition are you to this? And why is this being used as an example? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that, right? Like, how is this being used as the example?
Short-term
Whatever.
rentals took me from, X amount of money to X amount. I used to be a nanny.
Listen, all you guys got to do is create a business and already have an existing platform of over 100,000 followers and subscribers.
So I was nannying, and then I lost my nannying job. We went all in on Airbnb, and seeing what it did for me, and just it genuinely changed my mind.
Yeah, so this is perfect proof of like the funnel doesn't build itself, and you can't just create that Airbnb course. You have to create the funnel, the brand awareness. You have to create the demand for it.
So I was like, okay, even if I'm not perfect, just helping someone else get to the next stepping stone is enough. And so,
So your first product, you sold it for $50, is that right?
yeah, $50.
Whoa, get crazy with it here. Roughly how long was it, and what was the makeup of it, so everybody can understand that?
How long was it?
Was it like 5 videos, 20 pages? It was done in Canva, I think, right?
Yeah.
So was it a written course?
Yeah, it was just like typed up slides on Canva. It was maybe like anywhere from like 50 to 80 slides. We spent a couple days working on it, and then the night before we like launched it, and our launch was like a very soft launch. It was just Instagram, post a story, DM a couple people.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, 24 hours. We're just really working on it all night, and we were able to launch it. So
It wasn't too overly complex, comprehensive, not a lot of moving parts, pretty simple.
it was pretty simple.
That's
like,
awesome.
As we grew, we definitely evolved, but you don't have to start with like a big complex thing. We literally Canva, $50.
There you go. And then you use Gumroad. Of course, you can use anything to publish.
Now, this is the exact funnel of which that I was talking about when we're talking about paid and organic. So she has 300,000 followers on IG and 170,000 on YouTube. Now, did at any point of this conversation that they talk about that you need to build a large presence in order to enact this, regardless of if it's small or large? They didn't say anything, right? They said just build it. They didn't say be active, be a personal brand. In fact, I remember them saying be faceless. But when you're saying and using these as an examples, we have to look at the specifics. You can't just say build a product. No, because you have to market the product.
Publish it. WAP is the one that we can get started with for free.
Like beating my head against
it.
This makes
you
no
publish
sense.
it, you hit $800 just by putting out a little bit of content out there. What happens next?
He just glanced over, oh my God, one of the hardest aspects. Just put out a little bit of content. Just put out, listen, I'm getting paid this month. Hold on. How much am I getting paid this month? All right, this is a number that most YouTubers will never touch. This is like a top 90% success case. I'm getting paid. What is it? Come on, filter in there. I'll get paid $100 this month. And that is a rare, that's a success story for most content creators. Most content creators won't even earn $1.
After that, we learned a little bit more about digital products. Once we saw like I can make $800 from a course that's $50 on Canva, we decided to dive a little bit more just into the knowledge. And even everyone being here today, obviously you guys are doing the same. And so it's beautiful when you really start to see the power that digital products has and what it can do. So we learned more about it. We refined our offer. We changed our price point. We ended up going from $50 to $1,497,
Wow.
which was scary, but it worked.
No one could just jump like scale like that. Clearly, you have a high ticket niche.
Our first month, we hit $100,000. Even like the first time we started selling our new offer, we made
First month, $100,000.
like $12,000 or $13,000 in like a 2-hour span.
Wow.
And so
So what was the progression like from the $50 product to, did you go straight to 1,400 or was there stops along the way?
well, okay, so we went from $50. Then I was just posting in Facebook groups. I am really shy. I wasn't making content at this point, guys. And so in the Facebook groups, people started sending me hundreds of DMs.
Wow.
And then I just kind of was winging it. And I was just doing
Now, again, what do you mean by posting in Facebook groups? You can't just spam on all of these feeds. Right? Like, be specific. Was it Facebook ads? Was it organic content that you were trying to build a demand to? Or were you just link spamming your products? Because that's not workable in mass.
like mentorships. We were just doing mentorships, and then we really learned like, okay, we should get this a little bit more structured and have like an actual offer and not just be, it's too hard to do like one-on-one mentorships to scale. And so then we just created an offer that was a course, community, and coaching. This time it was a little bit more complex, but not even too crazy. We filmed the course modules for that. We just kind of wrote it all out before we had slides that we made, and then I just kind of read the slides and we put it all together. And then we
took off. Yeah. I like the Facebook group strategies. It reminds me because we used to do that a lot back in the day. Because people get very nervous. They think like you're spamming a Facebook group or you're like.
Okay, so this happened yesterday. I'm gonna skip through most of this conversation. It's very clear that they had a selective individual the same way when the Armando guy.
Your appreciation, a thumbs up, a fire emoji, anything you can do to express it. It's a little bit delayed when we're here live.
I know it's, yeah.
But I want to see him come in. Give her a lot of support. She flew a long way to be here.
Oh yeah, all the way from Vegas, guys, and it was worth it. Literally.
I'm so curious on what the benefit for her to do this was. I'm not sure if they are going to do like some future collab, brand recognition, behind the scenes vlog. There's always some level of value exchange that needs to be had. If you're telling someone that they're going to be flying from Vegas to Dubai, right? Unless this was a very like, yeah, I just want to stop in. If you don't have the money from Monetize, is it over? It's not over, because this doesn't make any sense for someone who doesn't have money to purchase. It's not for a zero starting individual, regardless of what their branding is. This isn't for someone who's brand new, right? This is not for someone who's just starting out. For someone who's just starting out, the number one aspect is to go get a job. That's a personal take right there.
I hope that if you guys got anything, it was inspiration in showing you if I can do it, I promise you can do it as well. 19, 20, I started when I was 19. I'm 23 today, and it's been amazing ever since. So thank you guys for the love. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Bye.
It was nice chatting with you.
All right, let me scoot back in here. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. All right. That was good. That was incredible, wasn't it? And it's funny. There was two things that came to mind when.
Now, of course, again, we're gonna do the occasional shameless plug. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This kind of content is super. It's free. You don't got to pay $2,000 for Monetize when you could subscribe to this channel for free.
I was listening there because it's a conversation talking point that I've heard many times in my career. Because you got to remember, I've been doing this since 2007. I was born in 1983. Can you hang this up for me? Thank you, sir. I was born in 1983. So I've been around the block a few times. And I've had lots of conversations with lots of successful digital product sellers. And here's what I discovered. They will go and they will talk about skill and developing skill. And that's how I always used to have to really frame it. And that is important. And if you have an existing skill, most of you do, you just don't know it yet. It's called diamonds in your own backyard. Many people travel the world looking for gold when all of the value is in their own
backyard. If your job
backyard.
is not sustainable, then it would be hue of you to get in a job that is, high competence requirement, high skill requirement. Think something super niche, super specific: plumbing, electrical, truck driving, infrastructure, construction, something that obviously rarely people want to do, building roads, just like doing something of which will always have demand wherever you are. Don't know where you live in the world, but there's always going to be a demand for something that's super niche, super skillful, and become an apprentice and work towards that, right? The whole aspect of paying for easy money online with a digital course is just, it's so disingenuous for most people. Making money online is a 0.1% pipe dream. And the reason why people sell it is because it sounds good. You don't have to do anything. You have to wake up and use your phone and you're a multi-billionaire. Of course, that sounds amazing. Most people aren't going to do that. That's a very rare aspect. Right? It's a very rare skill.
They just don't recognize it.
Like the most beneficial aspect is what this, the girl he was talking to. She's making content, but she has rental property. She's like telling you the dream of her rental property and how to essentially copy what she's already doing. So she already has money, like physical world money, not digital, dreams that are
There's two
happening.
Things that came to mind. So, and they will talk about skill and developing skill, and that's how I always used to have to really frame it. And that is important. And if you have an existing skill, most of you do, you just don't know it yet. It's called diamonds in your own backyard. Many people travel the world looking for gold when all of the value is in their own very backyard. They just don't recognize it. So But in the past, I would have to sit here and I'd have to bang on it for a long time where it was like, okay, you have a skill, or if not, you could procure a skill. We could develop a skill. It won't take that long to create a skill. One of the digital products that I published all the way back in 2009 was called Instant Experts. And it was how to very quickly acquire skills. And I would teach that to people, okay? That's all valid. And this gets exciting. You have a machine that can create skills. They don't need to be your skills. So you have a software called Synthesis that will, it's a
Immediately, don't forget, he's there to sell. He's not there to forget. He knows what his job is. He's a very smart individual.
skill printer. You say, dial me up this skill. Beep, beep, boop, boop. Bang, done, skill. So it does not have to be your skill. If you have it, great. Eventually, the only skill that you should really focus on acquiring is using these tools effectively, and they are the skill that will create skills, the skill of skills. I don't know, is this making sense, or am I just kind of a day 4? I'm not sure where I'm at anymore. It's important, though. And I hope you've caught this, especially those of you who have been with me all 4 days. Shout out to you. Drop a 4 in the chat if you've been with me all 4 days. I'm going to fire this up. By the way, I got a bunch of questions in here. It's kind of repetitive, isn't it? There's only so many ways you can say the truth.
But the problem
It's
when
really
it comes
hard
to
to
something
find-
like that is it's not repetitive, because you're just purposely being repetitive because you're being broad and generic.
Find new ways to say something that's true, and there's only a few things you need to know to be true. But what's nice is if Fladdlin says it, you might believe it. If Iman says it, you might believe it. If Armando says it, you might believe it. If Anaya says it, you might believe it. If Dan says it, you might believe it. But if you hear all of us saying it, we use slightly different words. We have slightly different expressions for it. We have slightly different intonation as we describe it. But we're saying the same things. And I know somebody on YouTube will be like, you guys got together, you guys scripted it all out. Child, please, right? Like, come on. We got more important things to do. Just to write this presentation I gave you today, that took more hours than you can imagine. So I just hope that shines through. What Anaya was saying is the same thing that I'm saying. It's the same thing that Iman is saying. But here's what I know. If I got to tell you the truth 27 times before it lands, I will tell it to you 27 times. And this is what makes me different. This is why I've gotten such good results. And this is something to model. And you can get this in Prosperity Algorithm because I break down the algorithm of how I have tenacity. So tenacity is an algorithmic trait of prosperity. It's like I will ask 27 times, or I will say it 27 times. That's not a big deal. So if we have to have a discussion about it, and we do, we do. And that's the attitude that can serve you incredibly well in this business. But also at the same time, that is, and let me be straight with you. Anaya doesn't know about the transformative experience with AI yet because she hasn't used it yet. Isn't that exciting? When she starts to dig in, and I can already see the gears churning, and she's seen the offer in the package, and she's already like, I need to be doing this. So she's from an old paradigm, which can still work incredibly well. When you take the best of the old paradigm and you add it to all the new things that are available to you, this just becomes insane. And again, we typically, when we get to the end result, we forget the steps that got us there. So when she was like, we built this big marketing machine, which is not really that big, it started with Facebook posting. It started with Facebook groups, or it started with a couple different posts on Instagram, and then it grows. And this is the compounding effect that I talked about over and over and over again. All right, let's get down to some Q&A here. I am committed to stay with you long tonight. All right, it's going to be hard because I did a full presentation, but I will do my best. Howard says, Jason for president. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's talk about traffic, because Tenza wants to know. Tenza says, how do we get traffic? So first of all, I'm not a huge fan of the word traffic because I think it dehumanizes the experience of what we're doing here. When you refer to people as traffic, now we all do it because it's just like a word that people habituate and then put into their vocabulary. I think it takes out the humanation of the process here. So when you drive traffic, what we're doing is how can we connect with the people who are best suited to buy our digital products? And let me count the ways because there are so many of them. You can divide them into two categories. You can divide them into free and you can divide them into paid. I do not recommend any of you start with paid advertising unless you already have experience and unless you've already had some success in the digital product business. Then it will be very good for you. And I'll tell you why, because Iman is one broad category. So I would never
I'm really
recommend
curious if he's using a like
one day, my friend, if you want to keep going, you will get there.
an impressions
so you can
source
pay for
on that
traffic by
one.
running advertisements, but that is a higher level skill that I wouldn't recommend, that it carries more risk to it than I would suggest you take on day one. So then there's the free way that you can get and reach audiences. And the free way typically is through driving, creating content. And you can create a variety of different
Now,
content.
again,
It can
they
be written
never
content,
talked
it can be
about
audio content, it can
content.
be video content, it can be slide based, it can be post based, it can be images, it can be memes, and
Never talk this entire 4 day. It took them 4 days to talk about content.
there's so many other flavors and variations of it. And so if you created the right type of digital product, we go for quality, not quantity. You do not need that many buyers to get started, and they can make you a lot of money even though you don't have very many of them. And so Ghostwriter OS is really awesome in that regard for creating attention and bringing it to your digital product offering. WAP as a marketplace is really awesome.
WAP is
because
not an
people are
organic
inside of WAP and they see
marketplace.
products, buyers that go to WAP and who have
So the people primarily in WAP are other creators, editors, and benefactors of the platform. They're not an organic traffic source.
bought products from WAP buy more products from WAP. So being in a marketplace is like being at the supermarket. If somebody goes in there for bread and you happen to be next to the bread selling your thing, they might throw your thing in the cart as well. So distribution in marketplaces is another effective way. But
Because at that
it really
point,
doesn't take much.
when you're relying on another traffic source of someone who already has spent money, yes, that audience is likely to spend money. But on the other side, that audience is likely to not even see you, right? It's more likely that that audience won't even look at you because they're there. Just think of school. How many people have organically just searched through the school communities, right? Outside of like the first 1 or 2 tabs, most likely they haven't even cared, like because they got funneled by a certain creator. If I had a school community, they got funneled to see my school community. They didn't come over there to look through 16 different tabs of other content creators to see what kind of community. It's just like a Discord server. How many Discord servers are you going to be part of? How many different group chats are you going to be a part of before you no longer care? Especially if you don't even aren't even initially advertised to. Like, it makes no sense to even start that way.
Much to get going. Here's a little number that will blow your mind. If you can get 1,000 people to pay you $1,000, you have generated $1 million.
It's super simple. Just get 1,000 people to give you $1,000
in revenue. Now, guess how many people exist on planet Earth? 8 billion.
Just get $1,000. Just get 1,000 people to give you $1,000. It's so simple.
8 billion. Don't you suppose there's 1,000 people spread throughout the world who would pay you $1,000 each with the right combination of content and digital products? I know for a fact that's a rounding error. That rounds down to 0 because it's so inconsequential compared to the wide range of possibilities. But let's drop a 0 off of those. What if 1,000 people paid you 100? That's $100,000, my friend. That's 6 figures. And what if 100 people only paid you 100? Right? That's not a bad payday. And if you could repeat that 1 or 2 or 3 times, now you're ungovernable. Welcome back, Iman. I'm glad to see you.
Good to see you. Wow, what a presentation.
Thank you.
What an incredible story from Anaya.
Yeah.
She's a superstar, huh?
Yes. I mean, she is so well spoken and so articulate and inspirational. Like, I'm like, I got to step my game up after listening to her. Yeah. It's incredible because I've never done any of the stuff that she had just described. Like, I've never did TikTok and I've never generated any real money off of social media in my life. Yeah. It was good. Yeah.
You guys have totally opposite styles, but it's fascinating to watch. But I guess it shows there's many different ways that you can attack this, right? And there's no right or wrong way. For some people, they're better suited to go this route. For some people, they're suited to go this route. So, yeah, it's cool to see you guys sort of mastermind.
Fast too, right? Like, it's hard to fathom, but it's the old saying that somebody told me when I was younger. They're like, if you go to a golf course and say, let's bet a penny on the first hole, and then we'll just double that. By the hole 18, there's like $1 million on the line. So the compounding of the effort over time, and nothing doubles every single time you do it. Like, that's preposterous, but it's made to the point. So she started with $800 on Gumroad of all places. And now she, and some people think this is wrong, Iman. I have no problem with it.
Now, the thing is, he's saying of Gumroad on all places, but Gumroad is a very popular marketplace specifically to sell products on. Because just like any other platform, you have to drive traffic to it. So like out of Gumroad of all places, like you're disassociated. Like there are many content creators who sell digital products on Gumroad. Again, I have no issues with Iman telling people to create content, to funnel people to Gumroad, but he's not doing that. They're simply prioritizing the you make a product. It blows my mind. So there was a video that I made about how Iman Gadzhi was going towards the how to become a content creator niche, right? Like how to be a YouTube guru kind of thing. And what happened in it is that if he would have followed through with that and added that to this, as this is how you build an organic following and build an organic following to sell these high ticket, like that would be very dangerous because that would actually be the A to Z. They're not even doing that, right? Like it's just it's just crazy.
She makes more money teaching people how to do the thing that she did to make money. So she makes a little bit money doing the thing, and she makes a lot of money showing other people how to do the thing. And I think that's actually cooler that you can do that than just being limited to doing the thing itself. And so she brought that up. Like, it's taken her a long time to get to what she got to in digital products in just a few short months.
No, as well. That growth was impressive, very impressive, and speed of execution was very admirable. Just to get your product out there and just go. She was telling me how they literally just stayed up all night. They're like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna get this done in one day. So let's just stay up all night, make it happen, get it out there, and then we can iterate from there. And that's the most important part of it. So.
And that's how I started too. I wrote my product in one sitting because I was like, if I get up and stop at any point in time, then the chances of me completing this are 0%. So you sprint it out just to complete it, and then it's done, and you don't have to do it anymore. You have to touch it. Was that your experience when you started, like, your first digital product? Tell us this story.
My first digital product, I had to build. I don't think I even built it on Canva. I think I built it on. I think I did on Keynote.
Oh, nice.
Apple, the Keynote.
Yeah.
And I think I used one of the templates. This is 2016. I don't even know if Canva was a thing back
not
then.
really.
Yeah, it was very, very patchy the way I did it. It took a long time, and as I said, things have changed. It's kind of like were we talking about in the main session or the VIP session? I think we're talking about the VIP session. How like sometimes I get it, and people come to me and they're like, "Oh, what you've accomplished at your age or XYZ," because they started their business in like the late 90s or early 2000s. And I'm like, yeah, but listen, like I had advantages that you didn't have. But in the same way, like I said, I sit in this funny position. I feel like an uncle where I'm like, I can speak to some of the people that came before me, and then also some of the newer people coming up. And listen, sometimes I see the new people coming up, and they're like,
talking
like the growth is insane
for 3
they're
hours.
doing it, like, what it took me 5 years,
and are saying absolutely nothing. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I value my time. We're all going to click off. We don't need to watch this, but there's a last video that we need to watch. And this is specifically a review of someone who has previously purchased the WAP program. And now I've already watched this video, so I'm going to give you a spoiler, and I'm going to get to the point of which he talks about if you should purchase.
Already has a digital product. What Iman shares there might actually be helpful.
So if you're someone who already has products, what he shares might be helpful, right? Remember that.
A little bit, because
a little bit. Remember that, a little bit. Do you want $2,000 to have a little bit helpful?
he will share a few golden nuggets there that you might not have in your already launched digital product. So someone making 50K a month already.
Okay. So raise a hands, is anyone making already 50K a month?
We'll
gonna
find
guess
a
no.
nugget.
I'm gonna guess if you're an organic viewer for Iman, you're not at that small scale to the point where you saw that live stream. Like, oh yeah, I'll sign up.
That will increase their revenue by 20%. So another 10K to their 50K, right? So that would be helpful. But if you're a beginner, if you have zero, if you have no digital product, and you are not super motivated to create one, well, the course won't help, because it's just like trying to look at a video on YouTube.
The course won't help if you're a beginner who's not motivated. Again, there's a sliding scale and range of motivation. What does it mean to be motivated, right? We just sat through this 3-hour conversation about, you know, how to have something done for you, where all you have to do is type it in ChatGPT and they'll build a digital course. Or was that disingenuous to say that, oh yeah, that's all you have to do? No, clearly there was more that needed to be done, right? Because it took someone asking in the chat for him to say, you know, how do I get someone to WAP? And then, you know, Jason was like, oh yeah, all you got to do is make content. That's it. And this is coming from someone who's monetized as a content creator, that the step from 0 to 1 to even be monetized on a platform, which realistically, if you're not even able to be monetized on a platform, you're not even able to, you know, have any benefits of getting a funnel over, right? If you can't even hit the bare minimums to be able to be monetized on the platform, then it's not likely that you'll have enough reach, scale, and know-how to funnel an audience over. But let's get back into it.
YouTube, how to get fit. You will find how to get fit. You will find the video and everything. However, if you don't actually do what they are saying, then of course that you won't really be getting any result. So that's one thing that you need to keep in mind. Then the pros. So the content is not bad, meaning that it was filmed, it was scripted very well. However, the con is here that it is recycled content, meaning that it's nothing amazingly new. So it's not something that you wouldn't find anywhere. It's not something that you wouldn't be able to.
So with these little pieces of nuggets of his review, right? It's not information that you can't find anywhere else. Okay, so I can go and do the research, and it will only be a little bit helpful for someone who, you know, is in the position of a beginner. So again, why are you spending $2,000? Realistically, like if you spend $2,000, you should have a complete outlook of what's going to happen in these webinars, right?
Any VIPs in here? I always love seeing VIP love. Drop VIPs. Any monetized members in here? Drop monetized members.
Yeah.
You know, Jason always wants to shout you guys out.
I love that. Yeah, put the monetize in there. Put the already Brian with the 0.44. Yeah, we need to start a clothing line, man. Get that 0.44.
Now, again, if you were to have sat through this and not got any money, or not money, and if you don't get any takeaways from it, you know, at what point, whose fault is that?
Forward drip going on, Justin.
Like at this point, do you blame the teacher or do you blame the student? I'll let y'all ponder on that.
And Paleo, sorry. Wayne, awesome. GC, Monetize, shout out. Jay Roach, and the long one. Alexa, shout out. Oh, VIP and Monetize.
And it literally looks like he just is able to yap here for another hour. I am not sitting through that. Let's skip.
The ability to get into Monetize Mania.
Let's skip.
Which
Now
is a
we are
contest
caught
that
up.
will start in the near future. It's a 90-day sprint with $350,000 worth of prizes. And if you're one of the top 10 sellers in Monetize, then you win a prize. If you're number one, you win one of these bad boys. Oh God, I love this one. Patek Philippe. Not this model. This one's a little bit higher end. But you win. It's like a $40,000 Patek.
What? Again, we saw, you know, the whole Iman route. We see the videos of what he's making. He'll delete it in 2 months and repackage it something else. We'll see the reviews. Very scarce. Learn from the mistakes of others. We don't need to purchase it to find out what's in it. And shameless plug, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know what kind of conversations you guys want to have on my comments and my posts on the live chat. I'll read it. Don't forget. I'll check it out. Check out the next video I plan on making. Plan on dropping it soon. You guys need to, you know, just let me know what you want me to make down in the comments below. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.